such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits. And now you can set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ultimate ocean views. Plus, kids sail free, so gather the group. And rest easy with flexible booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our award-winning private island. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com. Restrictions apply.
Chevy showroom, Marty.
Marty, I want a new Chevy.
Okay.
But I'm leaving my checkbook at home.
Oh, how are you going to pay?
I'm not.
Huh?
And I'm not making payments until September.
Look, pal, you got to pay here.
Well, not at Victory Lane Chevrolet, because it's no pay May.
No pay?
Uh-huh. You can drive a new Chevy with no money down and no first payment, or make no payments until September. It's a no-brainer.
You're crazy.
Crazy about saving people money? It's no pay May at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Keep your money in your pocket and drive a new 2022 Chevy Silverado for just $399 a month, no money down and no first payment. Or finance any new Chevy in stock and make no payments until September 2022. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
39-month lease, 0 down, 10K miles per year, month after current lease and household taxes and fees extra. Rebates to dealer, no payments until September. 72 months with approved credit. Offers do not combine.
Grandpa Joe doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Late-night vote in the House to deliver more aid to Ukraine.
Funding in part for weapons, intelligence, support, and defense, and $8 billion for the United States to replenish its own equipment that it has sent here to Ukraine. That new nearly $40 billion measure is the largest foreign aid package to pass through Congress in at least 2 decades. It was backed by every voting Democrat and nearly 3 out of 4 Republicans.
Fox's Matt Finn in Lviv. The bill next goes to the Senate, where today the focus is abortion.
An extreme conservative majority on the Supreme Court is on the brink of declaring that women do not have the right to an abortion.
So a week after that leaked draft opinion showing justices ready to overturn the Roe v. Wade ruling, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer plans a vote on a bill that would make abortion legal nationwide, but he doesn't have enough Republican support to pass it. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says,
I think the sentiment in my conference is for this issue to be dealt with at the state level.
And pro-choice activists plan to again protest today outside conservative Supreme Court justices' homes, but Republicans call that an attempt to intimidate. Gas prices hit a new record high this morning, up 3 more cents. AAA's national average for regular $4.40 per gallon.
I know the families all across America are hurting because of inflation.
President Biden says he's working to reduce costs, blaming Republicans for not helping. They blame his policies. In a few hours, we'll get the April inflation update. Consumer prices have been surging lately at 40-year highs. A win and loss for former President Trump. The Republican congressman he backed in West Virginia, Alex Mooney, scored a primary win over fellow GOP Congressman David McKinley. But a Trump-backed candidate lost in Nebraska's Republican primary for Governor Charles Herbster. America's listening to Fox News.
Even the left speaker sounds right when you're listening to 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
If you're on the roads in Charlotte County at this hour, not a lot to slow you down on your morning drive. Just tracking a few delays. One on Veterans Boulevard in Port Charlotte as you head southbound towards Kings Highway. 41 also looking a little slow throughout Port Charlotte, mostly heading southbound towards Edgewater Drive. And if you're headed out to Babcock Ranch from North Fort Myers, Babcock Ranch road speed showing about 45 miles per hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596 Back. 596 Back. That's 596-2225.
When searching for a frameless shower door, what's important to you? Trust, convenience, reliability, meticulous installation with a great product and warranty? At My Shower Door, check all those boxes. Over 2,500 Google reviews, 100,000 installations, 9 convenient Florida locations, and the highest quality product made right here in Southwest Florida. My Shower Door has a newly updated website to view the product, see what customers say, and arrange a free estimate. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hi, this is Randy Stevens, S-T-E-P-H-E-N-S. You can find me at randystevens.net. Plumbing nerds, we're just smart enough, you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, and if your plumbers just ain't right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. And if your drains ain't clean, if your toilets are acting weird, you gotta give us a call, 'cause we'll fix you up.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. Have you been told you need a denture? Don't make the mistake of going to your dentist or the dentist closest to your home. A denture is a work of art and should look as beautiful as natural teeth. That's why I have a denture laboratory on site. We place each tooth exactly where it should go so I can make the most beautiful looking denture just for you. And with my lab, I can make your new denture the same day. Come in the morning, you'll leave that afternoon with your new denture. Others make you wait 2 to 3 months because your denture is going to be made in some other state or even some other country, and you're going to get a cookie cutter looking denture. Do you really want your friends and family members to know you have a denture? Of course not. Ask me how Medicare can help pay for your denture. Visit my website, see all our current specials, watch some videos, even before and after pictures. Go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. Or call 234-5284. That's 234-5284. I'm Dr. D'Amico, the denture artist. I can help you.
License number DN15639.
Hey guys, it's Robbie Raw. You've heard how much I love my art supports from the Good Feet store. Now I want you to hear from someone else.
Hi, I'm Dr. Julie Caton. I decided to get my own art supports, and I absolutely love them.
Visit the Good Feet store and take back your life.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
All right, who's ready for a morning of remarkable audio? Truly remarkable. Some of the comments that were being made by the President of the United States yesterday and in his inflation, what would you like, a presser talking about inflation and ultra uber MAGA. See, it went from, what is it? It went from MAGA to ultra MAGA to uber ultra MAGA. How much further can we go to to what's the next thing? Ultra, super soft, extra soft, extra what? How does that even work? So, right when you isn't that what happens with like toilet paper? Toilet paper went from, hey, I can put this on the holder without a problem, and then all of a sudden it becomes uber maximum gigantic rolls where the roll is so big you can't even fit it onto the holder there. And by the way, just to enforce this once again, the roll, the paper goes on the bottom, underneath, not over the top, under, not over, under. Just putting that out for the kids there. All right, everybody, and for you kids, don't do drugs. All right, 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC talk and text line. We're going to get to some of that audio coming up in just a second. Also, streaming live at drewsteele.com. Anytime you want to watch, I would encourage you, please go to the website, drewsteele.com. If you're on your smart device, smartphone, it works just like an app. It's a simple website. You just click on there and you can watch the program live. And last time I checked, it's in living color, which is really nice. And if you want to subscribe to our channel on Rumble, that'll help keep things going. And for those of you that are still in the YouTube, Facebook universe, yeah, we're over there, Drew Steele Radio. You can check it out for the time being. Actually, the YouTube thing, I'm not even sure whether or not we're there. All right, so there was some stunning audio from the President of the United States. Maybe it's not stunning, but certainly this narrative of it's everybody's fault except his. Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary, made stunning remarks yesterday about abortion and how the discussion became about the economics of abortion. No, I'm not kidding. The callous, unbelievable comments made by one Democrat senator and Treasury Secretary Yellen talking about if Roe is overturned, what kind of effects it would have on the economy. Yeah, you heard that right. And the unbelievable comments that we'll play later on, and just have to pick this apart because for those of you who are tiring of the Roe talk, for those of you who are tiring of the abortion discussion, it's a big one and it's important for a lot of different reasons. The most important being the life of a child. The second reason is because of how the narrative has been laid out for decades and decades, and how many people, even those who believe in the taking of the life of a child, how you've been lied to in a lot of different ways in this discussion. And it just continues. And then when it becomes about the money, we're getting into some really bad territory. And we'll go there today. So that's coming up. All right. How about a little bit of fun? Jake, are you into a little bit of fun? What's today? Today's Wednesday. It's already the middle of the work week. It is Wednesday, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. No, Jake is, all right. Did I wake you? You sounded like he was actually laying on the counter at that. His head, you could picture him, his head buried into his folded arms, contemplating what he had last night to eat. What did you have last night? What has been the meal du jour? Because all we've been talking about is bacon lately.
I had pizza covered in bacon.
No, you didn't. Did you really?
I did. I had a meat lover's pizza.
Okay. Is bacon a meat, technically?
What?
Well, bacon's more like a fat than a meat. It's not like a meat.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there. Yeah. It's like 75% fat, probably.
Something like that. All right. So here we go. Joe Biden, listen, this is not necessarily shocking. Maybe those are the wrong words. But we know that Joe Biden's going to blame everybody. He's going to blame Putin. He's going to blame you. He's going to blame Republicans. He's going to blame COVID. He's going to blame anything and everything that he possibly can. He's going to blame...
True international average of pressure.
He blames that too. And do you really need to know what that means? Of course not. And so let's see what he said yesterday about inflation. Let's take some of this and it's important, everyone, that we start to pick this apart, because in your discussions that you will have this year with people that you know that may or not be of the conservative persuasion, May not even be of the Republican persuasion. Remember, that's just because you're a Republican doesn't mean you're a conservative. And what that means, that you will come up upon people who will parrot these words, because that's what the lefties do. They come up with catchy phrases like, and next thing you know, everybody's got it on a T-shirt. So some of what Joe Biden said yesterday. Here we go.
That I'm taking inflation very seriously, and it's my top domestic priority.
All right, fact checkers, that is a lie. That is actually 10 Pinocchios. I don't know how many. It's just, inflation's his top priority, everybody. Okay, gotcha.
And I'm here today to talk about solutions. And there's going to be more we're going to have to talk about as well.
All right, so solutions. Let's get them. Here we go.
But first, I want us to be crystal clear about the problem.
Okay, now look, before we get to the solutions, you got to know what the problem is and how we got here. Here we go.
There are two leading causes of inflation we're seeing today.
All right, leading causes of inflation. Here we go, Jake.
The first cause of inflation is a once-in-a-century pandemic.
Okay, so the first part is the pandemic. The pandemic did this. This is the reason why this happened. It's the pandemic. Let him go. Let him go.
Not only did it shut down our global economy, it threw the supply chains and demand completely out of whack, especially in countries where more effective recovery responses weren't available.
Okay, so what is Jake's already throwing his arms around?
Because it's like it takes so much more of my brain power to just try to piece together what this guy is saying early in the morning, and I don't.
Okay, so let me help to piece it together for you. The pandemic was the problem. Now, if you are halfway coherent, so we're not giving that to Joe Biden, but if you're halfway coherent, you can look and say, supply chain issues, the pandemic, of course that was going to affect the economy. Now, if you know that's coming, is the first thing you do right out of the gate make sure that we are not going to be energy independent? Because I know this is going to be a shock to the system for some people, but not only not being able to be energy independent and to be able to get our own energy as we did before, and being able to not only provide for ourselves but for others, which you would imagine if you're providing for others, then that would be a sale of the product, which might actually bring some income in. So there's that part of it. But do you understand all of the things that go along with the cost of fuel? How when you hear diesel at $5.60 a gallon in a lot of places and up, that you do understand that when you see those kind of prices, that truckers have to pay those prices, and those prices get trickled down the line right to you. That would be something that, if that could go away, that would certainly help. Taking away the ability to be energy independent and where we are right now with fuel prices, that would have helped. Everything was set up for the perfect pivot to get out of this. Okay? So he had an opportunity and didn't take it. Beside the fact of all the products that are made with that oil. All right, go on.
Especially in those sectors that rely on semiconductors.
All right, so semiconductors. You know, this will bring me up to something that we'll talk about next hour. And I think it's an important thing to dig into. Sooner or later, we're going to have to pivot away from what is this supply chain that runs through countries that are bent on destroying us. And also to get away from what would be these strains on a system if there were to be another pandemic. Actually, if we didn't have to worry about the supply chain issues because everything was in-house, you could have pivoted a lot easier.
These supply challenges have been further hampered by the onset of Delta and Omicron viruses.
All right, so there you go. The viruses, it's the pandemic's fault. The trillions of dollars that was thrown at this, instead of having the science and the data early on, and the numbers and what we knew about COVID and what we still were trying to argue over when it came to COVID and the things that we did to kids and what we did to society and shutting it down and the lockdowns that we should not have done. And and then the trillions of dollars that we throw at it, that money chasing after goods, that's what causes inflation. Ask any worthy economist about how that works, and they will tell you, yeah, you don't want to throw that kind of money at goods because that's how you create inflation.
And you've all seen it, you've all felt it. And this year we have a second cause.
Yeah.
A second cause. Mr. Putin's war in Ukraine. We saw in March that 60% of inflation that month was due to price increases at the pump.
All right, we got to stop. And by now, you know, not everybody knows, because listen, this administration is banking on the fact that many people are going to follow along with what he says and agree to that it was Putin's fault, that this all started with him, when you know and I know and a lot of people that you know understand that it was going on long before because of what we just described and the shutting down of pipelines and the availability to actually use the leases that they claim are available. Remember this, everybody, when they say 9,000 leases are out there for the oil companies, you've got them. Go get it. What are you doing? What are you sitting around for? The leases are available. Yeah, well, here's what happens. You walk up to this location. You're like, hey, we got a lease for this location. You know, now we got to figure out whether or not it's a worthy place to decide whether or not we're going to do something here. And then Bureau of Land Management, BLM, turns around and says, yeah, no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're not going to give you permission to do anything on this land. Hey, come back another day. Yeah, they forget to tell you that part. So they make it sound as if the companies could go ahead and use those leases anytime they want, and they can. But then when you try to get some permitting done and you don't get the permits because it's the feds being slick with you and because they're big leftists, then you don't get the chance to hear that, and you have this image that you can portray to an audience that doesn't know any better. So, look, the president talked about the millions of jobs, 8 million jobs that were created in the first 15 months in office, a record, which is hysterical because when you're coming out of a pandemic and you're starting at 0, you used to be at 10. Now you're coming out of a pandemic at 0, and then you say, hey, the pandemic's over and people are hiring again. Naturally, you're going to get job creation. It's not job creation. It's just coming back to what was there before. It's remarkable. It really is remarkable. And again, you know, when you're printing money like crazy, that's how you get inflation. Inflation is a government-caused situation. So what else did he say? All right, let's do some fun stuff. Here we go.
Do you believe that you and your administration bear some measure of responsibility for the inflation that we're seeing across the country?
First is we're in power. That's the first thing. And you justifiably right, we control all three branches of the government. Well, we don't really.
Okay. We control all three branches of government. Well, we don't really. So, yeah, you know, it's a great question. But how much more confused can one person possibly sound?
We've built a strong economy with a strong job market. And I agree with what Chairman Powell said last week, that the number one threat is the strength, and that strength that we built is inflation.
Wait a minute. How much more confused can he sound?
Is the strength, and that strength that we built is inflation.
That's right. The strength that they built, everybody, is inflation. Go ahead, Jay. Turn the mic. We'll do it together. Here we go. Fantastic. It can get worse, and it does. It's unbelievable. Want a little more? I'll just give you a little. Here's a little bit here.
For every worker I met who's gained a little bit of breathing room to seek out a better paying job, for every entrepreneur who's gained the confidence to pursue their small business dreams, I know the families all across America are hurting because of inflation.
Okay, that you caused. That's right. So we're trying to give you some, what? What are you going to say?
Oh, nothing. Saying we're not hurting because of inflation.
Right.
We're hurting because of him.
Yeah. Give you some wiggle. All right, so here's the best part. We'll finish off this segment with this. So Jake's going to love this. All right. Look, when you shut down the global economy, and you shut down schools, and you throw trillions of dollars at products, and people look at this and they see the inflation that this government caused, and he blames Republicans and saying that they want to raise taxes on the middle class and help out billionaire corporations, and just blatant lies. But here's Senator Kennedy last night on Fox, who in, 30 seconds encapsulated a lot of what Joe Biden said. You ready, Jake? You're going to like this. This is Republican Senator Kennedy on Fox last night.
Let me give you a couple of thoughts. I don't mean to be uncharitable, but sometimes I think President Biden just doesn't eat enough fiber. He said today, for example, as you pointed out, that he bears no responsibility whatsoever for inflation. I think most Americans are thinking, right, and Jimmy Hoffa died of natural causes. Also, the stripper really likes you.
Come on.
She does.
No, she does. Okay. That's pretty funny. Look, the other side of this is... did he? Wait a minute.
You got to be frustrated. I know. I can taste it.
He knows you're frustrated. He can taste it. It's pretty disgusting.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it is. Look, unfortunately, we are not looking into the future at a country that's going to be in good shape. You need to get prepared for what's coming. It's not going to get better. We are already past a full month and then some of the shutdowns in Shanghai, and now they're starting to go out into the suburbs. They're getting away from the city of Shanghai, and they're going out to the suburbs, and they're shutting it down even more. They're not stopping. That is going to cause even more fluctuation and stoppage of ports and supply chain issues. If you think you've seen supply chain issues, you ain't seen nothing yet. Baby food is just the beginning. Baby formula is the beginning of what we're getting ready to see. And you just need to be prepared. But man, how long it's going to take to turn all this around? It starts in 22. It starts locally. It starts at the state and national level in 22. And we got to work our way up from there. And it's going to be quite the slog. So just put your boots on and get ready. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. When we come back in just a little bit, some news out of the state of Florida. Our news outlets in the state admitting something that we knew about academic losses across the country and how we did here in the state of Florida. Are they having to admit something that we all knew is a positive in their state? Yep. And we'll have that story coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Do you have joint pain in your knees or hips or shoulder or back? Pro football legend Emmitt Smith knows how disruptive it is.
How can you focus? How can you be at your optimal best when your body's under attack by pain?
That's why Emmitt's such a proponent of QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is here with regenerative options using natural biologics, non-surgical alternatives that offer lasting relief for pain in your knees, hips, lower back, and shoulders.
This natural biological treatment gives them the chance to get back in the game and to have a normal life.
QC Kinetics treatments laser focus on areas of intense pain, allowing your body to heal itself with no drugs, so you can focus on normal life.
Walking up the stairs without pain, getting on your bicycle without pain, running again, playing with the kids.
Your consultation is absolutely free.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
In a power outage, the first step is admitting you're powerless. Power outages are common in Florida, especially during a stormy summer. Any homeowner who's experienced a lengthy power outage knows the value of a whole home standby generator. Hi, I'm Nathan, one of the owners here at Generators by Design. We get it. We live here too, and we recognize a reliable source of power is a tremendous comfort and possibly even a lifesaver. Despite what Mother Nature may have in mind, be confident knowing you'll have working lights, appliances, and of course AC. We design and install fully automatic systems for your unique home and specific needs. Give us a call at 239-689-8786, and I will personally come out to meet you and provide a free evaluation and estimate. Or feel free to look us up on the web at generatorsbydesign.com. That's 239-689-8786 or generatorsbydesign.com. Again, that's generatorsbydesign.com. Generators by Design, where your power is our priority.
Hi there, it's Chris Stegall. The Federal Reserve has made clear their intention of raising interest rates to help reduce inflation. But do you know how increasing rates are affecting the value of your bond holdings and what exactly that means to you and your money? Well, if you don't, you should. We all have blind spots, especially in times of change. And that's why the Cordasco team at Mercer Advisors can stress test the bonds in your portfolio. The results of a stress test show you how those bonds may hold up under a variety of future economic conditions. By stress testing, the Cordasco team can help you minimize your blind spots. With interest rates rising, inflation on the move, continued market volatility, consider making the call to my friend Steve Cordasco or John Walker for a free stress test. 855-558-3500. That's 855-558-3500. Cordasco Financial Network is a trade name owned by Mercer Global Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Andrew Garrett, Inc., which is not affiliated with the Cordasco Financial Network or Mercer Advisors.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Apple announces it's discontinuing the iPod after a 20-year run. The company says it will sell the iPod Touch as long as supplies remain. The New York Post reports NBA owners are raking in more cash than before the pandemic by charging higher ticket prices. Data show fans paid an average of $109 per ticket last season. That's a nearly 19% increase over 2018-19 and more than twice the rate of inflation. We'll find out this morning if inflation eased last month from a 40-year high. The Consumer Price Index may show prices jumped 8.1% year over year. In March, prices soared 8.5%. And concerns over inflation weighed on the market. The Dow lost 85 points. The Nasdaq rose 114. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. Again, text SHELTER to 989898.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Selling your home in Southwest Florida is easy. Buying a home in Southwest Florida makes you wish you could buy before you sell. which is the ultimate catch-22. At the Darta Group, that's 100% possible. Get full market value for your current home and purchase your next home with peace of mind knowing your current home will close when you're ready to move. Learn more about the buy before you sell formula at dartagroup.com. That's DARDA group.com. dartagroup.com, a Compass Realty broker.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling tip of the day. There's a trend in the air conditioning business to buy up small companies and become a giant conglomerate like George Soros. Those ambitious corporate giants, to them I say, good luck. If you want to be just another number in the corporate bottom line, they'll be happy to take your money. Kobe Cooling is a local, hometown family with our focus on you, our family of customers. We know your name and we remember your needs. Your comfort is our priority and you're the most important part of our company. At Kobe Cooling, we value our personal, small-town relationship with you. It's been that way since my dad started his company in 1949, and at Kobe Cooling, it's never going to change. We're not for sale today, and we never will be. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. License CACO 57313.
Hey, it's Tim Cooper with Health Plan Network. Are you paying for your own health insurance? Are you happy with it? Did you enroll into an Affordable Care Act plan with a high deductible and limited network? Well, you're not stuck with it. Folks, there's a better option. My Freedom of Choice plan is available all year round, and it puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. If you're paying for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call me, Tim Cooper, an expert with 25 years experience at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Or go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net, and we can custom design a plan that's managed by you, not the government.
Business shapes futures, creates wealth, and strengthens communities. That's why the Lutgert College of Business at Florida Gulf Coast University takes business personally, meaning smaller classes and rigorous programs, credentials and badges valued by employers, world-class faculty leading the next generation of business leaders into prosperous careers in Southwest Florida and beyond. Learn more at fgcu.edu/itspersonal. fgcu.edu/itspersonal.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
You're invited to visit the United Fidelity Bank on Metro Parkway. Let us help you save with our market-leading CD rates. Our 6-month CD currently earns 1.25% APY. Compare and invest with United Fidelity Bank 6-month CD that earns 1.25% APY. Only at United Fidelity Bank. A penalty may be imposed for early withdrawal. Annual percentage yield current as of 4/25/2022. Minimum deposit of $1,000 required to open CD. 6-month CD renews automatically.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Well, listen to this. Apple just announced that after more than 20 years, they're discontinuing the iPod. You know the iPod. It's that thing you're using right now to level your desk.
Oh, that's nice. See, that's not nice. I'll tell you what. I wish I had one of those in the house right now. I wish I had one. What? What? I really wish I had an iPod. Just play the music, like just be able to hook it up to my Mac-filled house. That's right. I don't do Windows. I do Mac all over the place, Mac everything. A Mac-filled home. So I just can never get used to Windows. Sorry. Just not a Windows guy. I'm a Mac guy early before everything went. Just remember, as we talk about a lot of the products that we use each and every day, and personally what we decide to use and where we decide to get a beverage or where we decide to eat or where we decide to get our entertainment from. Most of the time, the things that we're talking about, Jake, were PW. And that's what we all have to understand, that it was PW, right? You don't know what PW is. Pre-woke. Pre-woke. Like, because Apple's a little, you get the corporations get woke. But
a little?
Okay, right.
A little.
All right, so Apple's super woke. But the thing is that you had a Mac back in the day when the first Mac came out, the iMac that had the colors. Remember the ones that had all the colors on it? Remember back in the day when you could get a Mac clone? Where you could actually buy a Mac that wasn't from the Mac store. It wasn't an Apple product. It was a clone of the Mac, and that was okay to buy until people started to buy them because they were super cheap, and you still had the Mac, and they were like, no, we're going to put the kibosh on that. That's how far back I go. So, and I like the idea of having an iPod because I could give it to my son, and he doesn't have to carry around the phone. It's like he's always listening to music. So here's an iPod. Here, you can listen to your books like he likes to listen to, and whatever music he's listening to, and that's it. And nothing else. Just the music. Done. Can't be tracked. Nobody's following you. It's
That you know of.
Well, I don't think back in the iPod days, that's not what they were doing. Hey, speaking of phones, real fast, I got to play something for you. I want you to stay with me. I'm pointing to Jake. Stay with me. Speaking of phones. How about this little ditty here? So this is kind of, it's a little on topic, but it's a little off topic. Chuck Schumer. Let me see if I can find this. So yesterday, Chuck Schumer was asked a couple of questions. He was asked about the protesters outside of the Supreme Court justices' houses. And remember something, it's super cool when you're on our team as a big leftist and you want to go and protest in front of somebody's house. We're okay with that whole thing. Just don't flip on us or don't go against us. And as long as you're on our team, then it's all cool, all good. You talk and you say take up arms like Lori Lightfoot did in Chicago, the mayor of Chicago, and it's like she's a mayor of a small time city. What are you worried about? She's not calling for insurrection or anything like that. Yeah. So here's Chuck Schumer. Listen to this, Jake. So when he's asked, are you comfortable with protesters that we see outside of the homes of Supreme Court justices over the weekend? Are you comfortable with this, Chuck?
Protests are peaceful. Yes. My house there's protests 3-4 times a week outside my house. That's the American way to peacefully protest is okay. And that's my wife. Sorry.
He's got a flip phone. That's what the first thing I noticed. Hey, look at that. Chuck Schumer's got a flip phone. Bet you he can't be tracked. His phone's probably like 30 years old, and he's still on, what's the original cell service there? He's on 1G. Anyway. Yeah, listen, he has protests 3-4 times a week outside his house. No, he doesn't. But yeah, as long as they're peaceful. Of course, that's what they are, and that's the way they'll be, and nothing's going to turn. And if we move the protesters out, nobody's going to get violent. Said nobody ever, because that's not how it goes down. Oh, and hey, speaking of that, before we get into something else I wanted to talk about, you've got Nancy Pelosi, who believes that it's cool that people are showing up at the Supreme Court justices' houses because we've got to influence the final decision. You've got Nancy Pelosi, who was talking about how the focus needs to be on the justices, right?
The focus we have right now is an urgent one in order to try to improve this, what we're calling it, fake or draft decision.
Yeah, okay. So we got to do something to improve the decision. What do you think the improving of the decision looks like? So here's something funny. Nancy Pelosi says people should go to the Supreme Court justices' homes, whether it's breaking the law, whether there are laws that are signed, whether there are police officers that will be there. on the scene to maybe disperse because we know what you're trying to do. She's cool with that. What about this? What if people are upset with Nancy? So it looks like you got some lefties who are now targeting Nancy Pelosi. Multiple groups, including a group that named themselves Ruth Send Us, said that they were going to Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco home on Tuesday evening to demand that she, quote, investigate the corrupt justices and save abortion. How do I know? Because there they are.
We're here because Nancy Pelosi and the whole leadership of the Democratic Party has been complicit with the fascist Republican Party that wants to not only eliminate abortion rights, but gay marriage, trans rights, and the whole slew of rights.
All right, don't get carried away. But there she is. Well, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
I don't know whether or not I shouldn't really say that, but that person was there with a megaphone, bullhorn, whatever you want to call it, right in front of Nancy Pelosi's house. Oh, they are upset because, as the sign says, abortion on demand and without apology. That's right. We want it. We said it. We get it. And now, hey, what's going to happen there? Does Nancy allow that to take place, or do we have police showing up in front of her home? That is, that's some karma, and that's not something you get at Starbucks. Although maybe it is. Do they have a double macchiato karma? Something like that there at Starbucks? Who knows anymore?
I don't go to Starbucks anymore.
Yeah, I understand. Is it the pricing or the wokeness?
The wokeness.
Yeah.
My girlfriend got turned down because she was wearing a DeSantis hat. So they wouldn't take her order.
Is that true? Wait,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Wait a second.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Tell us this story.
So it was, and she, my girlfriend, she's sweet. She's a little younger than me. She's a Zoomer, but she went to go get us some coffee, and she had my DeSantis hat on, which it's I can't remember exactly what the hat says, but
Says
it's a
DeSantis.
white hat. It's not like a red hat.
It says DeSantis.
2024 or something like that, I think
Okay,
is what it is.
right.
For president,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And the lady told her behind the counter, sorry, I'm going to have to get someone else to help you.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, I'm serious.
In Southwest Florida.
This was in Cape Coral, Florida. Yeah.
I know.
mean, there's only
know
two
where
over
that-
there, so.
I know where that is.
Yeah.
Cape Coral. Okay, so it's one of the freestanding Starbucks locations, and they turned you down because she had a DeSantis
hat, yeah.
Not even a Trump hat, a DeSantis hat.
And it was a white hat. It wasn't a red hat.
All right.
I don't know.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't want to go here, but since we're on the topic, speaking of Starbucks, did you hear? Yes, you
I just have to say real quick.
Yeah,
so
go
I bought an espresso machine, so I don't need you anymore, Starbucks.
Oh, take that one. How about that? You bought really? All right.
I got it at the thrift store for $50. It sells for $175 on Amazon.
Nice, good for you. I like thrift buying, and you're helping people out while you're doing it. So that's
exactly.
There you go. That's a double a double whammy. Starbucks. Hey, speaking of Starbucks, you ever see the movie Babe?
Is it baseball?
No. It's about could be. No, not Babe as in Babe Ruth. The pig. You know the pig? Babe the pig?
No.
Okay.
I know a Babe movie about baseball.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay, there's a baseball movie. There's also all right, get your mind out of the gutter. So there's this guy named James Cromwell. He was like the star. He wasn't the pig. He was the farmer of the pig or something like that. Well, he showed up at a Starbucks in New York to protest. And listen to this. Are you listening? So here he is, James Cromwell, big actor. I guess he won an Academy Award or something. Just type in James Cromwell. Do you see it? Babe, I guess it was I don't know if it was a talking pig. I forget the story. Like the pig had personality. I don't know if it talked or not, but and then they weren't sure whether they were going to eat it or I don't know. Somebody knows the story. 239-479-5592. Maybe you know the story. So he goes to a Starbucks, and he glues his hand to the Starbucks counter because he's protesting. What was he protesting?
Starbucks has admitted that cow's milk is the company's biggest contributor to its carbon footprint. And Starbucks agreed that vegan milks are a big part of the solution, but it still charges for them. And the vegan upcharge now.
So right now...
You just got to stop. So he's mad because the cows and carbon footprint and climate change, and they need to continue to serve vegan milk, which they do, but they upcharge for the vegan milk, and he's mad about the upcharge. They shouldn't be upcharging people for the vegan milk, and so he glued his hand to the Starbucks counter to protest the fact that they upcharge the plant-based milk products. So he glued his hand there. So he was wearing a Free the Animals t-shirt. I know that Babe was a long time ago. I know this guy was relevant a long time ago. I know that Jake has no clue about the movie at all. Most people don't know the movie Babe, the pig, James Cromwell. Maybe they know. But as old as the movie is and his career is and everything else, are we supposed to free the animals or are we supposed to get rid of the animals? Because I thought the last we heard about cows was that they contribute to the carbon footprint and climate change. So aren't we supposed to get rid of the cows, but we're supposed to free the cows, but we're not? Okay, I'm confused. And that's PETA, by the way. PETA was the one that set this whole thing up. So I'm kind of confused where PETA's at. They want to free the animals because they're PETA, but then you got the World Economic Forum and others across the globe that are saying that it's the cows and the flatulence that contribute to climate change and the carbon footprint. So do we eat the cows? Do we free the cows? What do we do with the cows? It's kind of like his politics are a little behind the times. I think he was listening to an iPod while he was sitting there with his hand glued to the counter. See what I did there? No? I'm on an island.
Where do you even get one?
An iPod?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's got one.
Thrift store.
Right. I
do have I have the first iPhone, but I'm like keeping it in its original box because it will be worth money one day.
Oh,
good
for you.
I'm going to give it to my child.
Yeah, you
one.
should. I liked when you spun the wheel and it would go, right? On the iPods? You have no idea.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
No, it took
made
me a
that
while.
cool little
I forgot
clicking.
about that.
Yeah, it made the cool
feedback.
clicking sound, and then you pushed it. It was genius. I got to have one. All right. John knows about Babe.
Oh, I know about Babe, Drew. Yeah, I grew up with that, unfortunately. Central Montana on a family farm. And, yeah, Babe was we loved watching it in the house about the pig that could get the sheep in the corral, and so the farmer decided not to eat it, right?
Is that what the story was? I forget. So the story was that Babe is this pig that could do things that the other pigs couldn't do, or it started the farmer, instead of, he wanted to eat the pig, but it was so cute and cuddly that he decided not to eat it.
Exactly. And then he raised the competition dogs that could run the sheep through the course and then get them into the corral. And then all of a sudden, Babe went out and talked to the sheep and was like, hey, guys, just listen to me for a second. And they listened, and they would just follow him around, and he won awards and everything. I think it was like in Scotland or something.
So wait, so it was a talking pig?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was a talking pig, could talk to the sheep. Yep.
Okay. Now, the bigger question, John, is are we supposed to eat the cows, or are we supposed to free the cows? Like, I'm still confused where PETA's at. Like, are they good or bad now? Where right? Because what do we do with the flatulence? No, I mean, they're all confused now, because the last we checked, right, wasn't it cow flatulence that's causing Miami to sink into the ocean?
It is. Yep. And you know, in Montana, I think there's about 6 states in the United States that there's more cows than people.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we have a lot of clean air in Montana.
Well, I will tell you that my wife lived in Montana for a while. My mother-in-law spent a lot of time in Montana. My sister-in-law lives in Montana. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. Where did you live in Montana?
Amen. But I love it down here.
Where were you in Montana? Sorry, look, it's Wednesday. Relax, everybody.
That's right.
Where were you? Where were you in Montana? Go ahead.
Right in the center of Montana. So we were west of the Badlands, but then east of the Rockies a little bit.
All right.
Just out on the start of the plains. So yeah, it was a really, really beautiful childhood I had.
They lived in Big Fork.
Oh, okay. Yep. I got friends in Big Fork for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, well, Montana. Yeah, everyone knows everyone, right?
Everybody knows everyone. That's right. All right.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
John, listen, you have a good day, okay?
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. Hey, back at you. No, Montana's one of those places. It's like a lot like Utah, the Tetons, Wyoming, Idaho. Just, dude, you got to go. You got to make a trip once in your life. You do. You have to go. You think Idaho is just like
Not
potatoes
necessary.
and you don't even think of it.
I like potatoes, but
Oh, man, you drive through, you're like, this is Idaho? This might be the most beautiful place I've ever seen. I mean, it's a different landscape. Southwest Florida's beautiful. It's just a different type of landscape, but it's beautiful. And so is Montana. All right. There you go. Your lessons for today. Don't glue your hands down in a Starbucks. Don't eat pig unless it talks. And visit the Midwest. No, not the Midwest. The West, the out West. Visit the West.
And release the cows.
I don't...
We're not sure about that one yet?
Anybody from PETA, I'll give you the time. 239-479-5592. If you're with PETA, I will give you the time on these airwaves today. I'm not going to push back. I'll push back a little, but I won't give you a hard time at all. I just want to know, are cows good now or are they bad now? How are you reconciling people saying we got to stop the cow flatulence to save the planet, but that would mean getting rid of them, and then you've got to have a problem. How do you square that circle? Right? We're just asking. All right, let's take a break. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Station is supported by Kubota and Florida Coast Equipment.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real stripped down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool with $50 off any repair.
Wanna chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Chevy showroom, Marty, I want a new Chevy. Okay. But I'm leaving my checkbook at home.
Well, how are you going to pay?
I'm not. And I'm not making payments until September.
Look, pal, you got to pay here.
Well, not at Victory Lane Chevrolet, because it's no pay May.
No pay?
Uh-huh. You can drive a new Chevy with no money down and no first payment, or make no payments until September. It's a no-brainer.
You're crazy.
Crazy about saving people money? It's no pay May at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Keep your money in your pocket and drive a new 2022 Chevy Silverado for just $399 a month, no money down and no first payment. Or finance any new Chevy in stock and make no payments until September 2022. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
39-month lease, 0 down, 10K miles per year, must have current lease and household taxes and fees extra. Rebates to dealer, no payments until September. 72 months with approved credit. Offers do not combine.
My Shower Door is proud to announce they've achieved 2 significant milestones. They recently installed their 100,000th frameless shower door in Florida and reached 2,500 Google reviews while keeping a 5-star rating. These reviews were written by real customers who placed their trust and confidence with My Shower Door. These customers took time out of their hectic schedule to inform others about their experience. If you're looking for a local company that has experience and you can trust, go to myshowerdoor.com.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix. Long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hi there, it's Chris Stigall. You know, a trip to the supermarket or just a quick stop at the gas station to fill your tank, it can give you a painfully clear view of inflation right now. Prices are rising, you're feeling the pinch every single day. Well, what about the cash flow from your retirement accounts? You know, it's being eaten up by inflation at a rate you didn't anticipate too. Well, don't just stand aside and watch it happen. Learn important strategies that can help you protect your cash flow, your investments, and your standard of living from the ravages of inflation. My friend Steve Cordasco, John Walker, and their team at Mercer Advisors help you make the right decisions to help manage inflation's impact and preserve your wealth. Make that call, 855-558-3500. That's 855-558-3500, and do something about the financial pain being caused by inflation right now. Call the Cordasco team at Mercer Advisors, 855-558-3500. Cordasco Financial Network is a trade name owned by Mercer Global Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Andrew Garrett, Inc., which is not affiliated with Cordasco Financial Network or Mercer Advisors.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. You heard us. Right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
An end around the Supreme Court. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what the Senate's Democratic leader wants. Chuck Schumer planning a vote today to make abortion legal nationwide, a week after the leaked court draft opinion showing conservative justices ready to overturn the Roe v. Wade ruling.
Now we know women's rights are at stake. So this vote is the first step. We are going to keep fighting.
But that procedural step will fail, likely several or more votes shy of the 60 needed to overcome a filibuster. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell doubts any federal abortion legislation could win a supermajority.
Fox's Jared Halpern, pro-choice activists, plan to protest outside justices' homes again today. Here's Fox's Marianne Rafferty.
Those walk-by Wednesday protests being organized by the group Ruth Sent Us, that's organized behind these demonstrations in the past. The White House and Democrats jumped to the defense of protesters they call peaceful outside of Supreme Court justices' homes, but Republicans are outraged.
They claim it's an attempt to intimidate. Now, here's something both parties agree on: more aid to Ukraine.
The yeas are 368, the nays are 57. The bill is passed.
The House sending the Senate that legislation to provide $40 billion in weapons and humanitarian assistance. A journalist was killed early this morning covering an Israeli raid in the West Bank. Shireen Abu Akleh, a U.S. citizen, worked for Al Jazeera, which blamed Israeli forces, but Israel claims she was hit by Palestinian gunfire. Gas prices hit a new record high this morning. AAA puts national average for regular at $4.40 per gallon.
Some of the roots of the inflation are outside of our control, to state the obvious.
President Biden blames COVID, supply chain issues, and Russia's invasion, says Republicans are not helping fight rising costs. They blame his policies. Now, next hour, we'll get the April inflation report that is going to show consumer prices rose again. They have been up recently at levels not seen in 40 years. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
A new crash coming out of Fort Myers this morning. Rickenbacker Parkway and Daniels Parkway appears to be causing a few slowdowns on Daniels right now. No word on any injuries yet. In Lehigh Acres, Lee Boulevard looking a little slow as you move westbound towards State Road 82. And the interstate at this hour speeds around 54 miles per hour, slowing down just past the Corkscrew Road exit. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into into another dry day for your Tuesday and a day featuring some lower humidity. Look for a mostly sunny sky with just a few clouds trickling in from the north and east by this afternoon, with temperatures back into the lower 90s. It'll be a breezy day at times today, especially across our coastal areas as winds pick up out of the northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We keep it dry with a few passing clouds overnight. Your Wednesday morning featuring another slightly cooler than average start with a low near 65 degrees. Waking up tomorrow morning, we're back to 90 for your Wednesday afternoon. Dry with a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow and the breezy weather persisting. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a 30-year CPA, I have found that there are two factors that determine how much and how fast you accumulate wealth: the amount you pay in income taxes and how well your investments perform. Today, our financial markets are under extreme pressure from unrelenting inflation that is at a 40-year high. More aggressive planned interest rate increases will further devalue equities and lessen monthly investment income. Now is the time to protect your gains from the last market cycle. Key City Capital is a leading provider of workforce rental real estate and asset-backed lending investments focusing on landlord-friendly states located in Sunbelt states. To learn more about the Key City value proposition, we host a free monthly dinner in Naples at the Tiburon Country Club. To register for the dinner or to schedule a complimentary consultation, visit kcap989.com. That's kcap989.com, or call 239-330-2080, 239-330-2080.
Do you have an old sedan? Sutherland buys it. How about a minivan? Sutherland buys it. A souped-up truck? Sutherland buys it. No matter what, Sutherland buys it. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral will buy your car right now. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com and get $8,000 more than your trade is worth. $8,000 more. Then come shop the #1 certified dealer. Get certified Ultimas, certified Rogues, certified Titans. Pay thousands less than new. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus free gas for the rest of the summer. And remember, click SutherlandBuysIt.com for $8,000 more than book value for your trade, no matter what it is or where you bought it, through Monday only. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore, online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, "Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back, and we're now helping him and his family after a terrible accident. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Everybody who comes to our firm at their time of need is a somebody. I grew up poor, but my grandmother was like a queen to us. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. For right at 30 years, we have fought them in courtrooms throughout America. Our results speak for themselves. And always remember this: everybody is a somebody, and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. Have you been told you need a denture? Don't make the mistake of going to your dentist or the dentist closest to your home. A denture is a work of art and should look as beautiful as natural teeth. That's why I have a denture laboratory on site. We place each tooth exactly where it should go so I can make the most beautiful looking denture just for you. And with my lab, I can make your new denture the same day. Come in the morning, you'll leave that afternoon with your new denture. Others make you wait 2 to 3 months because your denture is going to be made in some other state or even some other country, and you're going to get a cookie cutter looking denture. Do you really want your friends and family members to know you have a denture? Of course not. Ask me how Medicare can help pay for your denture. Visit my website, see all our current specials, watch some videos, even before and after pictures. Go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. Or call 234-5284. That's 234-5284. I'm Dr. D'Amico, the denture artist. I can help you.
License number DN15639.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Jake's dancing. He's feeling pretty good today. He's dancing in the studio to the opening music. That's cool. 239-479-5592, the Brett AC talking text line. I don't know why you were doing that today, but that makes me feel good, considering I put that music together. So that's good.
You've been making groovy tunes since I was a little man.
I've been making groovy tunes
since before I was alive.
That's correct. When you were just a twinkle. That is it. That is right. There's an age difference between us. But that's okay. Actually, I guess that's true. What year were you born? I forgot. You
94.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's you're absolutely right. It's man, I don't want to get into my musical career and stuff, but I remember those days trying to get a break on certain songs and trying to reach out to different people at record labels, convinced that all I needed to do is have them hear a song that I wrote, that they would be open to doing something. And I was right. But man, getting into those places and getting through those doors was tricky. All right, maybe one day I'll spend time in it, but that's not today. Hey, the phone lines are open, 239-479-5592 for all you people that work at PETA or support PETA. And you can explain to me the story that we had before where Cromwell, the actor, James Cromwell, who was in the pig movie Babe, whatever it was, a talking pig, that glued his hand to the Starbucks countertop there in New York because he doesn't like that they're upcharging for vegan milk, and he had a shirt on called said "Free the Animals." And I'm just trying to figure how are you all doing this? How's PETA doing this with the rest of the climate change nut jobs that are out there that are explaining that we have to get rid of cows for the flatulence issue, and yet you're trying to free the animals, but they want them not only caged but gone. So how do you write all that? How do you figure that out? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. So the phone lines are open if you want to talk about that. If you're somebody who's with PETA, I'm more than happy to hear how you square that circle. There's a lot of things that are out there right now, which we're trying to figure out how you square circles or such. You got Jen Psaki, who was trying to explain to the media yesterday that, listen, it's fine. It's cool that you got far-left activists that are targeting Supreme Court justices' homes, right? Is that really what she said?
So I know that there's an outrage right now, I guess, about protests that have been peaceful to date, and we certainly continue to encourage that outside of judges' homes. And that
we certainly continue to encourage that outside of judges' homes. So in other words, you're cool with it. You're cool with people breaking the law, Class 3 misdemeanors in the state of Virginia. You're okay with that happening, the White House certainly encourages breaking the law. No, really, that's what she's saying, right? I just want to get that straight. By the way, the Ultra MAGA thing was brought up, the Uber Ultra MAGA. It's like and here's the other thing about the Uber Ultra MAGA or whatever the president said just the other day. Listen to the media talking to Jen Psaki about this.
Messaging. Who came up with this phrase Ultra MAGA?
It's not MAGA, it's MAGA. Get it right. Why does she say MAGA? Or this Ultra MAGA? It's not MAGA. Whoever called it MAGA?
Messaging. Who came up with this phrase Ultra MAGA? Why the need to kick it up a notch? Well, MAGA wasn't enough. I mean, why now use this phrase?
I will tell you is the president's phrase, and the president made those comments himself just last week, as you know.
Yeah, he came up with the word himself. I mean, it's funny. He does it all the time.
True international effort to pressure.
I got hairy legs. Well, that one wasn't made up, but he does. Yeah, it's commonplace for him. You know, making up words. It's MAGA, not MAGA. Anyway, so that's what we have out of the White House. And by the way, spending when it comes to inflation doesn't matter. Again, not my words.
So then just to make sure, like, what he's saying is the pandemic is distinct from the spending in response to the pandemic, and he does not believe the size of the spending mattered with regard to inflation.
Again, no.
No. So inflation has been the talk of the day. We walked into the break room in CBS News this morning, and their Talking Heads program, they busted out with the inflation talk. That's what's on everybody's mind. And the president is going to Illinois or going to someplace to talk to farmers to tell them about how bad inflation is. What's your answer? $1.9 trillion. We're spending trillions of dollars. That is causing inflation. And what's your answer, Mr. President? You're going to go to farmers and say what? You know what the answer is. The answer is they're going to want you to spend more. They want to tax the rich. They've got to do the Build Back Better Part 2 or Part 3 or whatever the part. They're not giving up on the Build Back Better plan the way that leftists don't give up on anything. They'll lose a battle, but they will not lose a war. So the spending didn't matter. The size of the spending and the trillions of dollars and all of these dollars chasing goods that causes inflation that any economist worth their salt would tell you is exactly how inflation is created. The White House is like, no, it's nothing. Everything's fine. It's okay. So there's that. Well, what else do we have here? Let's see, 239-479-5592. Okay. I wonder what you think about this. You know, we're hearing more and more about Ukraine and funding the war in Ukraine. We've funded it to the tune of, a whole lot. I mean, $54 billion, including $13 billion in support Congress enacted in March. $6 billion more than the U.S. spent on all its foreign and military aid in 2019. They just passed a bill last night while you were sleeping. A Ukraine relief bill. Some GOP opposition. I'd love to know who it is. I know one person who opposed it, and we'll hear from them in just a second. But yeah, so more money for the Russian-Ukrainian war. 57 House Republicans voted against it. Late last night, this Ukraine Supplemental Appropriations Act, more and more and more and more and more money going out to Ukraine. And I'm just asking, hands raised, how are we doing on the accounting of this? Do we get to actually see where it's spent? Do we know that it's being spent? I got a lot of questions about auditing to find out exactly where the money... No, you're not allowed to ask that because it's a war and there are people dying. Okay. Is that the answer? House Resolution 7691. More assistance, more billions of dollars. And I know one person who wasn't happy about it, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who had a whole Twitter page filled with all objectionable points in this bill that's out there. And she stepped to the floor of the House yesterday to object to it. Listen to this.
A rise in opposition to the Ukrainian supplemental bill, $40 billion. But there's no baby formula for American mothers and babies. An unknown amount of money to the CIA in the Ukraine supplemental bill, but there's no formula for American babies and mothers. $54 million in COVID spending in Ukraine, but there's no formula for American babies and mothers.
COVID spending.
$900 million for nonprofits and organizations in Ukraine, but there's no formula for American babies and mothers. $8.7 billion for economic support and funding in Ukraine, but there's no formula for American mothers and babies.
What about that? Are we allowed to ask those questions? You know, it is interesting, right? It went from the beginning of the war with Joe Biden saying, hey, listen, Zelensky, I know a way you can get out. Get out now. Your life is on the line. You better get out of the country. Let's go. Hightail it out of there. Come on, pal. Let's go. To, hey, we need to spend billions more to load up on the military items being sent over there to help them fight this war. That was quite a flip from, hey, leave the country to, hey, we're going to load you up.
If this is about claiming that it's about saving lives, let's be real, then we would care about war-torn countries like Ethiopia. So that's a bunch of hypocrisy because I never hear Ethiopia brought up here. Totally ignoring, completely ignoring our own border crisis, our own baby formula crisis, and brutal inflation, skyrocketing gas prices that no one can afford, but $40 billion for Ukraine? Stop funding regime change and money laundering scams and U.S. politician cover-ups of their crimes in countries like Ukraine.
Oh, boy. What do you think? Is she right? I mean, it's going to go to the Senate. Be interesting to see what happens there. Whether or not they'll get it done. Mitch McConnell wants to get it done. There's enough reason to start to doubt whether or not it should get done because it's Mitch McConnell, right? Are we allowed to say that? Just did. So, yeah. It's a lot of interesting ways the money's being spent, or we're told it's going to be spent, and how. Okay. Hey, speaking of the war in Ukraine, did you hear that, Jake? I don't know if you heard this story. I think, actually, I think you did hear this story because you're the one that sent it to me. That Russia was taping GPS devices to its fighter jets on the dashboard of the fighter jets because they don't have the latest in technology in these planes. Is that right?
Beautiful.
The poor quality of Russia's own navigation systems. So the military hardware seems to be outdated. And as the invasion drags on and planes are being taken out, they're starting to, and tanks and other things, they're starting to discover that they had to duct tape. They've had to duct tape GPS receivers to the dashboards so they can figure out where they're going. That seems like a really crazy story. What about that? Actually, I don't know if it's true. That's what we're being told. How people, trying to figure out, separating the truths from the lies, and right in Ukraine. Yeah. So I have no idea at all. But I do know this, Jake. I do know this, that the last time I checked, Jake, there was a place where you can get supplies in situations like this. Like if your planes or whatever is low tech, Jake. If I'm not mistaken. Right?
Are you using early 2000s GPS to guide your Ruski jets? Do your outdated drones have cameras duct taped to them? I know they are because I saw some on the Twitter. Well, hey, Russia, we can help. We're Redneck War Supply. Contact us for help on other things like wire coat hangers to keep your tank lid closed. And stay hidden with camouflage made out of old tarps and faded concert t-shirts. From bands like Foghat and Night Ranger. So, Russia, what are you waiting for? Call today. Redneck War Supply. And if you think it's un-American, you know how many people deal with China every day? But I don't want to get all political. Redneck War Supply.
Okay. Stay bright. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Ceiling fans are a great way for you and your family to keep cool, but sometimes they just don't work right. Well, don't get overheated. Call the pros. Trust the Mr. Sparky team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hi there, it's Chris Stigall. The Federal Reserve has made clear their intention of raising interest rates to help reduce inflation. But do you know how increasing rates are affecting the value of your bond holdings and what exactly that means to you and your money? Well, if you don't, you should. We all have blind spots, especially in times of change. And that's why the Cordasco team at Mercer Advisors can stress test the bonds in your portfolio. The results of a stress test show you how those bonds may hold up under a variety of future economic conditions. By stress testing, the Cordasco team can help you minimize your blind spots. With interest rates rising, inflation on the move, continued market volatility, consider making the call to my friend Steve Cordasco or John Walker for a free stress test. 855-558-3500. That's 855-558-3500. Cordasco Financial Network is a trade name owned by Mercer Global Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Andrew Garrett, Inc., which is not affiliated with the Cordasco Financial Network or Mercer Advisors.
Spend time and money on spring break and enjoying the outdoors and save on your insurance. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the time for spring cleaning. Cleaning up your policies and finding savings where you can. If spring means a move, a new car, or new drivers hitting the road, then consider us for help reevaluating coverage and costs. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better insurance coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau. Considering a roofing project, repair, or basic roof maintenance, beat the supply chain issues and inflation costs. Google DRM Roofing. 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I just had a Liberty Safe from A Locksmith installed and delivered to my house. I gotta tell you, I love it. The perfect size, exactly what I was looking for. Andrew at A Locksmith, when you meet him, you will know that this is the person you want to do business with. He's awesome. The staff, of course, is as well, licensed, bonded, insured. Available 24/7, 365 with a rapid response team for all your locksmith emergencies or needs. So what is it you need from A Locksmith? Maybe a gun safe, jewelry safe, floor and wall safes, even commercial safes. Their Liberty safes are the best quality, made with great craftsmanship, and they have safes that are a perfect fit for any home or office. But it is about the people, and like I said, Andrew is fantastic. You're going to want to do business with them, serving Collier and Southern Lee counties. Now, you got two showrooms in Naples. One's across from Mercado on US 41, and in the city of Naples, just north of Mooring Line Drive on Tamiami Trail. They've been keeping Naples safe since 1973. So visit them today at alocksmithnaples.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it. Guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Watching a crash coming out of Fort Myers this morning, Rickenbacker Parkway and Daniels Parkway. Traffic moving westbound on Daniels from Rickenbacker as you head towards Treeline Avenue. Seeing significant slowdowns. Florida Highway Patrol calling this a hit-and-run crash with injuries. So avoid the area if you don't want to get caught up in that traffic. Elsewhere in the area, 75 looking a little slow as you head southbound from Bonita Beach Road into Bonita Springs. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into another dry day for your Tuesday, and a day featuring some lower humidity. Look for a mostly sunny sky with just a few clouds trickling in from the north and east by this afternoon, with temperatures back into the lower 90s. It'll be a breezy day at times today, especially across our coastal areas as winds pick up out of the northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We keep it dry with a few passing clouds overnight. Your Wednesday morning featuring another slightly cooler than average start with a low near 65 degrees. Waking up tomorrow morning, we're back to 90 for your Wednesday afternoon. Dry with a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow and the breezy weather persisting. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Rader, your host of The Drive here. Your vision deserves the best care from the eye experts here in Southwest Florida. That's the France Eye Care team. Dr. France and his team understand that every cataract surgery patient is looking for an individualized outcome, a custom design to fit your lifestyle, your interest. So Dr. France has been serving patients here for, more than 30 years. And having performed nearly 70,000 surgeries, he is the clear choice if you're going to consider cataract surgery. Employing the most advanced technology with enhancement lenses like PanOptics, Vivity, light-adjustable lenses, and more, Dr. France's primary goal is to sharpen your vision at all ranges, but again, to make sure it fits your lifestyle. So if you're experiencing blurry vision, you've been diagnosed with cataracts, give France Eye Care a call today. Just dial star 2020 from your mobile phone or call 239-418-0999.
France Eye Care.
When searching for a frameless shower door, what's important to you? Trust, convenience, reliability, meticulous installation with a great product and warranty? At My Shower Door, check all those boxes. Over 2,500 Google reviews, 100,000 installations, 9 convenient Florida locations, and the highest quality product made right here in Southwest Florida. My Shower Door has a newly updated website to view the product, see what customers say, and arrange a free estimate. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
You already know that Genesis produces some of the most luxurious cars and SUVs in the world. But did you know that Genesis of Naples is the world's #1 largest volume Genesis dealer? Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples, and we're #1 because we make sure you have a luxurious buying experience. Yes, my staff and I are honored to help our customers get into a new Genesis with our large volume of incoming inventory, like Motor Trend's 2022 SUV of the Year, the all-new GV70, or the hot midsize GV80. plus the G70, G80, G90 luxury sedans. Come see why the Genesis G80 ranked #1 in initial quality among upper midsize premium cars by J.D. Power. As the world's largest dealer, we receive the largest share incoming models. So let us help you reserve yours. We're taking pre-orders now, so come in and select your dream Genesis. Visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road today.
Based on 2021 retail sales volume GMA. For JD Power 2021 US award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Don't go through another summer with that awful joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now. Hey, it's True Steel. Look, that pain in your back, your knees, your shoulder, it can now be treated with the latest in precision medicine using natural biologics, growth factors that can restore and repair damaged tissue. Really exciting stuff here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving you access right here to this modern-day joint pain solution. You can get lasting joint pain relief with no drugs, no steroids, no downtime, and no surgery. You've heard Emmett Smith raving about QC Kinetics. You've read or seen other high-profile people talking about it. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can help you get your life back. Take action now. Get a free consultation. Powerful, effective joint pain treatments with natural biologics are here. Call QC Kinetics now. 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and in Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers.
Tee up and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Experience excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes with a cart for just $38 before noon, $33 after noon, or play any day after 2 p.m. for only $28 all summer long. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC talking text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steel has 3 E's. Always a good place to go if you want to watch the program, you want to listen to the show. You can go to our page on Rumble as well. And for the time being, we are on Facebook, from what I understand, at Drew Steele Radio, right? We're there. And YouTube. We like messing with that. I just think the YouTube thing is funny to me because, you know, how soon, because they keep knocking us off, then they put us back on again. And it's just this big old song and dance that they do. It's not really a song. It's more like just a dance. It's kind of like the song that you used to listen on your iPod that is now no longer available, which really stinks. Listen, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joins us every, what is it, Wednesday? I'm trying to figure out what day it is. He joins us every Wednesday at this time, and he's doing it right now. And so we're reminiscing. We can talk a little bit about reminiscing back in the day, and then we'll get to some of the issues coming. First of all, do you remember, did you have an iPod?
You know what's funny? I never did have an iPod. I just went straight to the iPhone, which of course had iPod.
Oh no!
Functions.
No! Why? Well, why? Why did you not have one? Is it just was it out of your because of the era, the time? It just happened to be that when you were ready to have one, the phone already had it. So it's that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not cool.
No, it's not that.
It
You
is.
were aged out. So you were you were born in an era where you didn't have to worry about that kind of thing, like turntables, cassette players, Walkmans, those kind of things.
We had a Walkman. Yeah. I mean, that was my thing. I had the Walkman with the cassette tape deck.
Yes.
And that's what we listened to when I was a kid. And then, of course, we got CDs.
Yep.
But the problem with the CDs, you couldn't fit that Walkman like
right
on your, you know what I mean? That was not good for walking. Because the CDs were too big and flat, and it was an odd shape, and you really couldn't hook that on your waistband and walk around with that.
Remember when they had, and that's funny you say that, because remember when they had, they tried to have it so that you could move around with it. Like there was a lock or something on those. Remember that? They had like you'd get the CD in the actual player, the small player, right? The almost CD size player. And then you'd close the lid, and then you would lock it so it wouldn't skip, so you could move it around. It wasn't anything that, it wasn't fail-safe, but I remember having that lock so that you can, if it moved or bounced around, that you could continue to listen. But to your point, you're exactly right. that was kind of useless when you think about it, because where were you going to put it? I guess you put it in the basket of your bike. You put it on the dashboard of your car, maybe duct tape it. I don't know what you would do. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, really, it made it hard to move on from the Walkman. So then you just went back to the Walkman with like just AM, FM for a little while
That's
and
right.
listened to what was on. And I listened to Drew Steele on the radio growing up here.
Oh, that is so nice. It just ages me out of a lot of things. Yeah, I remember having the big boom boxes. I loved my boom box when I was growing up. That was always fun, except when you were carrying it to your friend's house. Actually, it wasn't that bad when you were carrying it to your friend's house, the big boom box, because then you could, if you had the battery power, you could just play the music while you were walking, and you were cool. Not that you would, not that you would hold it up or anything, but you would. It wasn't like, what's that movie where the dude held up the boom box? John Cusack. Remember that movie?
I mean, I know the scene you're talking about, but I don't know what movie that was.
It was like it was Saving Private Ryan. Was that the one? No, that wasn't it.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Don't say that. Don't get Jake started on Star Wars or Star Trek or however that is. All right, let's talk about, instead of otherworldly things, let's talk about the issues we have with our world right now. And let's talk about Senator Rick Scott, who's been making some headlines lately in ways that I have to say, I like that he is stepping into these spaces. I like that he's stepping into real discussions that we have to have. Some of it has to do with things like taxation and places that we need to be looking at and concerned about, and also things that have to do with people that maybe are not fit for office in some cases.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about what he's been saying lately.
Well, whenever I'm looking for a ray of sunshine, I open up the Twitter feed there.
You do? What's wrong with you? But that's your first
sarcastically,
mistake. Don't do that. Don't get sucked into the Twitterverse that way if you're looking for sunshine.
I saw something great on Twitter yesterday that I just agreed with, and it was my senator, Rick Scott from the state of Florida here, and he tweeted, "Joe Biden is unwell. He's unfit for office. He's incoherent, incapacitated, and confused." And then Rick Scott goes on to say, if Joe Biden actually wants to fix the inflation crisis, he should resign. So a senator from Florida calling on the president to resign. And I got to tell you, I thought that was bold, but I thought it was called for. I mean, Biden has refused to take any responsibility for what's going on, and he gives this really weak speech yesterday where he just blames everybody but himself for what's going on with inflation. And so this is how, after a senator from the state of Florida fires this shot across the bow to Joe Biden saying, you should resign, you're incoherent, you're confused, what does Joe Biden do? How does he answer it? He says, well, that Rick Scott from Wisconsin, he's got a problem.
I have that audio someplace. Oh man, where did I put it? I have the audio of him saying that.
Rick Scott from
Wisconsin.
Yeah, so he gives more ammunition to Rick Scott, who says, I'm not from Wisconsin. Clearly, you're confused about what the states are now.
He's got a point when, look, and obviously you're going to have senators, you're going to have congressmen, politicians, you're going to have people that are going to throw some of the fire, if you will, about different issues, and some may say it's demagoguing, some might say it's just, ramping up the rhetoric. But it is true when he's talking about the concerns that people have about him being unwell, about him being unfit, about him being incoherent, incapacitated, and confused. And one thing that is for sure is that it is a crisis. Inflation is a crisis of and made and created by the government, whichever government is in power. So just know that. It just so happens that this is a Biden administration, a Democrat administration that is doing this. It is government created. And so if he were to resign, that I understand what he's saying, but unfortunately the regime doesn't go away. It just means they shift players. They put a different person in. So that, to the point, is not really going to change anything, because they are not going to follow what is something that is tried and true and known and factual, which is that it's created. Inflation is created by the policies of this administration.
Yeah, Rick Scott, he ended up going back to his private sector roots. I mean, you remember before he was governor of Florida, he was the CEO of one of the largest healthcare companies in the world, and he ran it well. And so Rick Scott said, "Look, if we were in the private sector and you had a CEO like Joe Biden who was performing this poorly, they would resign, right?
Right.
If they were performing this poorly, their organization was doing this poorly, and they were out of ideas, that person would be asked to resign or would resign." And so I think Rick Scott said, let's apply that to the federal government here.
Yeah.
We've got a CEO and a guy at the top of the administration who he's out of ideas and doesn't appear to be up for the task, so he should resign. Now, CNN has told us what we should think about.
Oh,
what Rick
good. Oh,
Scott
good. This is
said.
all right.
Yeah.
So let's see. What do they have to say?
Well, CNN's editor at large wrote yesterday that Scott likely relished being in a perceived one-on-one fight with the sitting Democratic president, and he knows that there's literally nothing at all that he could say about Biden that would be seen as taking things too far by the MAGA crowd.
MAGA. Yeah,
So now
say it right. It's not MAGA. It's MAGA.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I heard them talking about that yesterday, and the reporter talking to Jen Psaki, and I've never heard it called a MAGA. I've always heard it being called a MAGA. MAGA, like MAGA, Make America Great Again, MAGA, not MAGA. So I don't know where that came from, but anyway, it's the MAGA.
And Biden came up with a new one, Ultra MAGA.
Right,
or
Ultra
whatever
Uber.
it was.
It's like toilet paper. It's like the Ultra Uber rolls, sheets. They're twice as strong and whatever.
Well, CNN says it's bad for democracy. They actually said, now, is it a good thing for our democracy to have a Republican senator publicly suggesting that our president is incoherent, incapacitated, and confused? No. But does Rick Scott care about that? No. This is what surprises me. CNN, I mean, they are so out of touch. And we all know they're just covering for President Biden. That's what they're doing here. But for them to think that the rest of the viewers, that the rest of America, even if you're on the left, you see President Biden, you see his inability to talk, to even get through speeches that are loaded in the teleprompter in front of him. You can see that he's clearly not capable of doing what he's doing. And so they're acting like it's just appalling that Senator Scott would point out that this guy's confused and incoherent. Everyone sees it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it begs the question that how much do people like CNN and MSNBC and others really want to investigate and find out? Like the kind of pressure that they used to put on President Trump about being incoherent and taking tests and testing his acumen and, all of these mental capable tests to take, how they brought that. Remember that whole thing about doing that with Trump? And they have no desire to do it with this president because they know what they'll probably find out. And they should be doing
what
this.
Frustrates us,
Yeah.
right?
No, absolutely.
I mean, I look, I've talked about it on this show before too. I worked in television news for 10 years, and this was in a period from like 2000 to 2010 timeframe when I worked in television news before things really got radical and partisan. And people who worked in the news back then just wanted to hold both sides accountable. And that's the thing. I wish we could get back. I think the media in this country could be an extremely valuable tool for all of us if they would just move back to a position of, look, we're going to be unbiased and we're going to hold both sides accountable. Look, Republicans aren't perfect either. That's fine. I just want fairness. I want them to look at both parties, the elected officials on both sides, and say, look, if Hunter Biden's doing this or this is happening on the Democratic Party, we're going to go after it. We're going to investigate it. And same thing for the other side. But let's just get back to investigating what's really happening and then presenting the facts so the American people can make up their minds about what their government is really doing. And let's hold the powerful accountable. That's what the media was supposed to do. And now all of a sudden they've just become, public relations agencies for whatever party they agree with the most.
I wonder when they did that. In other words, the talk, you're spot on. I mean, there's no doubt that that's what people believe. But also there's that kind of unwritten behind the scenes that where a Democrat would look at you and say, I understand and I agree with you. And then they snicker and go, yeah, it's never going to happen. And by the way, they're on our team, so we're cool with it. And that's part of it, right? the media and how corporate media and the structure of media is just an arm of the Democrat Party, and it's been for a long time. And I'm trying to figure out when it was that things flipped. Like somebody like Glenn Beck might know the answer to this, or some historians may know when it flipped, but I don't know if it's ever been partisan against a certain groups, and just trying to figure out when that time period was. Like when could we look at the media and say, oh, well, this was a golden age and an era? Because even then, it's sometimes hard to know how much of what was being said or printed was legitimately open to discussion and the truth, as opposed to trusted faces, trusted individuals who put it out with a in a way that was comforting. But meanwhile, the talk, the actual things that were being printed or said were propaganda. Like they were part of a certain ideology. You just didn't know it because we never had what we have now, which is the ability to explore those options.
Yeah, that's a good question, right? Are we just
That's
more
an awesome,
aware
Brian
of it
Hammond.
now?
That's an awesome question, is what that is. That is such a good question. I'm actually standing right now, as I said. Well, getting a little dramatic. I am standing though, but
Yeah, are we just more aware of it now than we were back then? I don't know. That's a good question.
I think so. I think there's
you
a
know,
lot of that.
the first moment, in my career, adulthood, lifetime that I really remember being upset about this was Dan Rather and what he did with George W. Bush during that election, and that hit piece about the National Guard and all that stuff. And I don't really recall all the details off the top of my head about what was so wrong. But remember, Dan Rather even got let go then from being the anchor of CBS News back then, because everybody said, yeah, no, that piece was unfair. But you know, Dan Rather was our trusted voice on
right.
CBS News, and then he goes and does a hit piece on
Right.
on a Republican president and or presidential candidate back then.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's when I remember things really start to change, and then I was like, wow, I mean, but we always said, and I still believe to this day, your local news reporters are still trying to call the balls and strikes. They're more fair down the middle, but the problem is the local news guys get the feeds from the national networks, and then they always get asked to, quote unquote, localize whatever agenda the national networks are putting out. And so that's how it creeps into your local news.
Yeah, I just think of, and we've got plenty of time to talk, so unless you have someplace to go, the interesting question to me has been that exposure. I just wonder. It's something we'll never know, or maybe we do know and we just don't talk about it enough. Is how through the years, the 50s, the 60s, for example, and how many reports, stories were put out, and how many of them were of a type where the discussion was one-sided, but just nobody knew how manipulated that media was. I don't know. Anyway, we can move on. Okay. All right, let's move on. So what is happening with Hammond Stadium Boardwalk? What's up with this?
Oh, we talked about this. You might remember the Hammond Stadium Boardwalk. We noticed some cracking, and that the structure that goes around the outside of the stadium where the Twins play, that's where the Twins play their spring training, and the Mighty Muscles play their minor league games. There's a really beautiful boardwalk that goes around this stadium. Well, it was cracking, and it looked like it was really aging a lot faster. The structure's not even 10 years old, and we were starting to see some real concerning issues with it. So we actually shut it down at one point late last year because we were concerned about the safety of it. So after we shut it down, engineers came in, they looked at it. We even brought back the original designers of this boardwalk to look at it, and they came up with a temporary fix that actually got it back open for spring training, and it's currently open now, even with the reinforcement that's under it, because it is safe now to use. But we said, look, what happened? Why did it age as fast as it did? Was there something designed wrong? Was there something built wrong? And so after being reviewed by multiple engineers, It turns out there was a faulty design here.
Oh.
And the design firm, we went back to them and said, look, this thing's less than 10 years old. We use taxpayer dollars to build it. We're going to, what are you going to do about this? The design company actually acknowledged that there were some deficiencies and that the design did play a part in this. And so they're actually going to cover the repairs to this boardwalk. Yeah. So it's a great deal. So we've got at our next meeting, we've got an agreement that we'll agree to with this design company to fix this, to engineer and make permanent repairs to this boardwalk. What they're going to do is they've got carbon fiber, like a composite, that they can laminate or attach to the bottom and top of this boardwalk that will basically reinforce it and make it strong and make it last as long as it was supposed to last. So it's a good fix. It's a fix that has been reviewed by multiple engineers and said, yeah, this is the way to do it. So we're going to get those after we make the agreement at the next commission meeting. We'll get those repairs underway. They should be done this summer and completed well in time for next year's spring training. It's a great feature for this stadium. That stadium is a beautiful stadium, and I'm glad that we were able to work with the designer to get this, this deficiency corrected.
Yeah, I mean, good for them for stepping up and admitting that this was a flaw and an issue, and getting that done. And it seems like the good thing too is that it's going to get done before everything next spring and getting ready for spring training. So the timing will be good, and that's good to hear. I'm certainly a little concerned about how it started, because I just wonder, how did they say anything about typically how long structures last? I mean, that's a curious question, because always, that when you talk about costs of the stadiums or any building that is funded, you're always looking, or even a bridge. Like what is the span? How long do these things last? When do we have to? You always forget about the upkeep, and then ultimately the repairs. How long did they say anything about how long it typically lasts?
Well, I mean, this was a good catch by commissioners. Yeah, this was less than 10 years old, and our administration team had brought to us these concerns, and were going to ask us to even pay for some repairs out there. And the commissioners at the time said, whoa, this is like new to us anyways, less than 10 years old. Let's go back and look and see, was something built wrong? Was something designed wrong? And sure enough, by going through that process, that's when we discovered the errors that were made. And now they're going to be corrected, not at the expense of us, but at the expense of the design company. These things typically, stadiums last a long time, a lot more than 10 years.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head what the designed life of this would be, but I would assume it would be, probably more than 50 years, you would think. When we design bridges, many of the bridges that we design have a 75 to 100 year lifespan. So.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. Anything else you want to talk about? The county commission meeting is when?
It's going to be next Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. at the historic Lee County Courthouse. We've got a couple other business as usual items that we'll be working on. The county is continuing to grow, so we're looking for more land throughout the county to continue to grow all of the county services. And one of those that we'll look at the next meeting is potentially buying some land in Lehigh Acres for a library in Lehigh Acres in the future. So, growing community there, more than 130,000 residents. They need another library. So we'll look at that and some other things at the next meeting.
All right. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, my friend. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll speak soon.
All right. Thanks, Drew.
All right. All the best. All right. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right.
For a limited time, Unique will buy back your old, inefficient HVAC system when we take up to $17.50 off your new heating and cooling system purchase. And Unique will save you even more money by giving you a free Nest thermostat. Maximize your energy savings with the new energy-efficient HVAC system and Nest thermostat from Unique Services today. Call 941-500-9819 to schedule your appointment. License number CMC 1250555, CFC 1429592, EC 13002942.
You need.
Don't go through another summer with that awful joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now. Hey, it's True Steel. Look, that pain in your back, your knees, your shoulder, it can now be treated with the latest in precision medicine using natural biologics, growth factors that can restore and repair damaged tissue. Really exciting stuff here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving you access right here to this modern-day joint pain solution. You can get lasting joint pain relief with no drugs, no steroids, no downtime, and no surgery. You've heard Emmett Smith raving about QC Kinetics. You've read or seen other high-profile people talking about it. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can help you get your life back. Take action now. Get a free consultation. Powerful, effective joint pain treatments with natural biologics are here. Call QC Kinetics now. 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and in Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers.
Do you have an old sedan? Sutherland buys it. How about a minivan? Sutherland buys it. A souped-up truck? Sutherland buys it. No matter what, Sutherland buys it. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral will buy your car right now. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com and get $8,000 more than your trade is worth. $8,000 more. Then come shop the #1 certified dealer. Get certified Ultimas, certified Rogues, certified Titans. Pay thousands less than new. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus free gas for the rest of the summer. And remember, click SutherlandBuysIt.com for $8,000 more than book value for your trade, no matter what it is or where you bought it, through Monday only. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore, online at FLNissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $60 a month for 24 months with a 2-year agreement. And now with more speed to help keep all your connected devices running. Call or go online today to learn more. Offer ends 6/21/22. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet and Comcast Business Security Edge customers only. Equipment, installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Most innovative based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Award.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
More record highs at the pump. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
So why do gas prices keep going up so high?
President Biden wondered that aloud. He's blamed Russia's invasion, oil companies, and Republicans for not doing enough. But GOP Senator John Thune points a finger right back.
His administration right now has no solution except to spend more.
Gas is up 3 more cents today. AAA's national average for regular now a record $4.40 per gallon. In about a half hour, we'll get the April inflation report. Consumer prices have surged lately at levels not seen in 40 years. Pro-choice activists planned more protests today outside Supreme Court justices' homes, angering Republicans.
The message behind showing up at someone's house is, we know where you live. We're going to make you uncomfortable. We're going to make your family uncomfortable.
And Senator Marco Rubio says there's a risk someone could get violent. But Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar tells Fox.
The Supreme Court itself has heard this argument, and they have themselves said it is protected by the First Amendment.
After last week's leaked draft opinion showing conservative justices ready to overturn the ruling that gave women the right to choose, today Senate Democrats will vote on a bill to legalize abortion nationwide, but without Republican support, it'll fail. The two parties do agree on this.
The Ukrainian people, they need us.
They are in desperate need of our support.
Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro and the Democrats were joined by most Republicans approving $40 billion more. Fox's Jill Nato.
The package gives Ukraine military and humanitarian aid. It goes to the Senate next, but it's not clear when they'll vote on it. But the bill already has support from Republican Lindsey Graham.
It puts weapons in the hands of the Ukrainian military who are fighting like tigers.
Another primary win for a Trump-backed candidate, Alex Mooney in West Virginia.
Really helped let the vote know that there's a true conservative in the race.
The Republican beat fellow GOP Congressman David McKinley, but in Nebraska, the former president's chosen candidate for governor, Charles Herbster, lost the Republican primary. America's listening to Fox News.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Watching a crash coming out of Fort Myers this morning, Rickenbacker Parkway and Daniels Parkway. Traffic moving westbound on Daniels from Rickenbacker as you head towards Treeline Avenue. Seeing significant slowdowns. Florida Highway Patrol calling this a hit-and-run crash with injuries. So avoid the area if you don't want to get caught up in that traffic. Elsewhere in the area, 75 looking a little slow as you head southbound from Bonita Beach Road into Bonita Springs. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into another dry, breezy day for your Wednesday, featuring more low humidity. Look for highs running around 89 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds and a breeze kicking up out of the north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Dry conditions persist as we head into tonight, Thursday morning, off to another comfortable start with a low near 65 degrees. We're back to 88 degrees for your Thursday afternoon high with a few afternoon showers back in the mix. We'll keep it that chance for a few showers into your Friday with highs remaining in the upper 80s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Bugged by the left? Log on to rightallalong.net, the place to find 92.5 Fox News online.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Spend time and money on spring break and enjoying the outdoors and save on your insurance. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the time for spring cleaning. Cleaning up your policies and finding savings where you can. If spring means a move, a new car, or new drivers hitting the road, then consider us for help reevaluating coverage and costs. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better insurance coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
I'm Congressman Byron Donalds. Let's talk about what matters here in Southwest Florida. It's family, jobs, tourism, and the constant fight to push back on liberal policies like H.R. 1 that would see a federal takeover of our elections. That's why my agenda will always be based on the core values of people in this district: a strong economy, an end to waste, and secure borders to protect us. My goal as your congressman is to make sure our coastal regions are protected and that I serve as a good steward of your tax dollars to projects that improve our district, and to do so without raising your taxes. That's my agenda. Please reach out to learn more about how I'm fighting for you and the many ways my office can help you navigate any problems you're having with federal agencies. I'd like to hear from you. Visit donalds.house.gov or call my district office at 239-599-6033.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
It's Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale this week. Hundreds of Harleys tagged with liquidation pricing. Good credit, bad credit, or no credit, 100% of applications accepted. Save thousands this week. Only at Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale. It ends this Sunday on approved credit.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Jason and Todd want to meet and share with you personally the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world.
At the Diamond District.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is, or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I'm Keith with Storm Shield Windows and Doors. For the past 50 years plus, salesmen have been invading people's homes and privacy, forcing high-pressure sales tactics down their throat. At Storm Shield, we believe in respecting your needs and wants. New for 2022, we are now offering in-office consultations. This means you, the client, pick the day and the time and come to our facility at your leisure. Just measure your windows and doors, width and height, take photos, and come on down and check us out. One of our professional and knowledgeable staff will assist you with your questions, show you our product, take you on a tour of our facility, or even just simply give you a quick estimate. We're here to serve you and make you comfortable. We're here to attend to your every need and want. After all, you are the boss and we work for you. Call Storm Shield now to set up a free in-office consultation at 239-491-7002. That's 239-491-7002. License number CGC A60475.
At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, we're celebrating 40 years of handling personal injury claims in the state of Florida. If you're involved in an accident, you need a firm with the experience and resources to help you get the compensation you deserve, a firm that cares about you and does not leave you in the dark. If you're unhappy with your current lawyer, you have the right to get a second opinion or change lawyers. At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, winning is no accident. Offices throughout Southwest Florida. LDTlaw.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here. For all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
All right. We're going to get into some, to me, some shocking and revealing audio from the Treasury Secretary yesterday talking about abortion. That's right. The Treasury Secretary of the United States somehow decided to chime in on abortion. Well, you'll understand why she did based on the questions that were asked. And again, the Democrats do this so well. The left is really good at figuring out where they want to place the wedge, how they want to divide the country, and then placing the wedge in place, pulling out the sledgehammer and smacking that puppy down well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say smack the puppy because that's not very PC. Smacking that thing until that wedge is firmly implanted and people are taking sides and it's what they do. And they seem to have joy in this. They seem to find, they find favor with each other when they do this. Of course, it doesn't help the country. It doesn't really get down to the nitty-gritty of the questions that should be asked about the statements. And you're going to find out about this. I mean, did Janet Yellen really try to make the case that we've got to have abortion because, man, we can't afford not to economically? Like it's an economic decision. Yes, she did. So we'll talk about that coming up in just a second. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but there's a special session going on where the discussion is happening in Tallahassee, and this is kind of special. You know, the governor of the great state of Florida, the free state of Florida that you live in, Ron DeSantis, was concerned about and is concerned about, as many people are, about communism. And understanding what communism is, and a day to explain in high schools what communism is kind of an important thing. Because if you have not been taught about communism, then you might think and say some really ridiculous things. And that would be bad. In other words, about communism and whether or not it's really dangerous, or whether communism has actually killed anybody at all. like communism itself. Like, are you sure about that? Like, communism kills? Can you give me any examples? Jake, can you imagine in a million years? Now, this is really important, and it goes to where we're going with Janet Yellen as well. Man, education is important, everybody. Education is king. Could you imagine? I mean, you understand, Jake, right? How communism kills, right? You understand how communism has played out across the globe in the history of the world, how communism has taken the lives of millions upon millions of people. You understand that. How you talk about China, you talk about the Soviet Union, you talk about communist regimes in Cuba and the loss of life. Like how we all know this. I mean, pick up a book. Ask somebody who escaped from communist countries. People that I know personally. People who, in my family, married to people from Ukraine, who during World War II afterwards escaped communism, barely with their lives to get out to this country. People left behind that didn't make it. I mean, is that... So if someone were to say, do you have any proof? Would that be ridiculous? Jake, would that be one of the most ridiculous things you ever heard if somebody were to take a microphone on the floor of the house in Tallahassee and question whether or not communism actually killed anybody? Would that be weird? Strange? Odd? Stupid? I mean, now if it's a Democrat, you might say that might not be far-fetched. If you're a leftist, you definitely could come up with something like that. If you're a combination of the two in Tallahassee, you're Florida Representative Carlos Guillermo Smith. Listen to this.
With all due respect, we're adopting possibly a resolution to condemn an entire political party and movement. So I'm trying to understand the justification, and I'm hoping that the sponsor can answer for me whether or not this movement has resulted in any physical harm or death, because there are political movements that have resulted in that. So I'd like an answer, honestly, on that question. Representative.
Should I play that again? Now, this happened back in April as the discussion about House Resolution 145 condemning communism. Remember, it's the governor of the state who was the Freedom Tower just the other day, talking about the concerns about kids learning about communism, understanding how communism kills and the history of communism and the evils of communism that we all know, but we want to make sure that is taught in our history classes here in the state, because we wouldn't want someone to step up to a microphone on the Florida House of Representatives and say,
with all due respect, we're adopting possibly a resolution to condemn an entire political party and movement. So I'm trying to understand the justification, and I'm hoping that the sponsor can answer for me whether or not this movement has resulted in any physical harm or death, because there are political movements that have resulted in that. So I'd like an answer, honestly, on that question.
I don't know what to say. It's like almost like, let's take a break. Where do you go from there? This is why we need to have open dialogue, discussion, and education on these issues. Because if you're not educated on the topics, if you're not educated on ideologies, if you're not educated on, let's say, local school boards and why elections are important right now at your local school board, and if you're somebody who wants to get off the sideline and into the game and wants to be able to do something because you want to make a difference, you need to answer the question as to why. Like, what's the difference that you want to make? How much do you know about what the situation is that's happening? How much do you know about CRT? How much do you know about socio-emotional learning, SEL? How much do you understand how it's affecting the education of our kids? How much do you know about what's happening in the district? Do you even know? But we do have something that we are benefiting from lately. That's just unbelievable that happened in April. And I'm sorry that I didn't know that it happened. And it was Christina Pushaw who mentioned it in her Twitter feed. And so glad that she did. But do you see how dangerous it can be? When one of two things happen, either we have a Florida Democrat representative who is unbelievably uneducated on an issue that is important that people understand, because communism kills, or we have somebody who's so ideologically freakish that they would be willing to say anything, even if it was the most ridiculous thing you could imagine, and not a truth, as a matter of fact, that they would step up to the House floor and repeat something and question why you're going after communism, because it's a political ideology, and I'd like to know how you come up with this. I mean, what examples do you have? Crack a book! But he knows. He knows exactly what's going on. And pushing back. And that's where it gets disgusting. And that's where you hear things like, for example, Senator Menendez of New Jersey, Democrat senator, who's got his own problems if you look up his history. And how he's even still a senator is because the voters of New Jersey are, I don't know, fill in the blank with whatever word you want to use, why he's a senator. In a Senate hearing yesterday with the Treasury Secretary there, the senator wanted to bring abortion into the conversation because it's the conversation du jour. So we'll run with this. And I want you to listen to what he says and then her answer. And I just want you to ask yourself, is this a person who's not educated on this issue? Or is this somebody who is putting themselves into a position where their ideology now is so focused that they're willing to go there? Go where? Listen.
I want to talk to you about some things that also can affect our economy. The ability to have full control over one's reproductive health has real-world economic consequences. According to the Institute for Women's Policy Research, current state-level abortion restrictions already cost the United States about $105 billion annually due to reduced earning levels, increased job turnover, and time off for women.
Do you see what he's doing? So he's reaching out to an organization that is saying, hey, listen, it's with all these babies around, it's costing us some money. And man, if we're going to take away the rights of a woman to have an abortion, do you see where he's going with this? Now, of course, getting rid of Roe does nothing of the sort. For the millionth time, it doesn't take away a woman and her ability to go and...
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
You're right. I'm sorry. It could be a man. Who knows? It's a man or a woman. We already know. I'm not a biologist.
It doesn't even matter. You get to pick your gender when you wake up now.
I see it on my emojis. Push a lot of those pregnant male emojis out there. Do you see where he's going?
So, Secretary Yellen, if the draft of the court's majority holding in Roe versus Wade is the actual decision, what impact will the loss of abortion access mean economically for women?
The loss of access to abortion mean economically. Now, I know a lot of your minds are blown right now and saying, are you really going there? Are you really going there? The taking of a life and the ability to not do that and not be able to do that whenever someone feels like it for whatever reason. Well, the economic impacts are just And so here's the Treasury Secretary of the United States who is now going to address this. And I want you to listen.
Well, I believe that eliminating the right of women to make decisions about when and whether to have children would have very damaging effects on the economy and would set women back decades.
Can't even imagine what kind of effect that would have on the baby. But we put that aside.
Roe v. Wade and access to reproductive health care, including abortion, helped lead to increased labor force participation. It enabled many women to finish school. That increased their earning potential.
We're not doing this, are we? Are we really doing this right now? So Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, is sitting there on Capitol Hill trying to explain to everybody that if a woman doesn't have an abortion, then she can't be all she wants to be. That she won't be able to fulfill the promise that she's made to herself and all the time she spent in college and all the hard work that she's done. And now she doesn't have the ability to continue to do that because she can't take the life of a child. Are we really going there right now? Are we doing this?
It allowed women to plan and balance their families and careers, and research also shows that it had a favorable impact on the well-being and earnings of children.
Not the ones that were aborted. The financial stability of a family, or we brought that up just the other day, and it may have been harsh, but I think it's something that has to be discussed. You know, you get married, you have a career in mind. Maybe you're pursuing a career or you're in a career. Maybe that's the moment in time when you get married to say, hey, listen, now is not the time to even have a child or do anything to that effect because I've got a career I want to move forward with, and maybe we need to make sure that we plan for that family when I'm able to, or you're able to, stay home and raise this child, this family, to stay home with them. And that, yeah, it's going to be a burden in some ways. It may mean that the main breadwinner in the family is going to have to go out and find more income, and it may tighten up the belt. But you know what? It is about the kids, is it not? Unless they're not around.
There are many research studies that have been done over the years looking at the economic impacts of access or lack thereof to abortion, and it makes clear that denying women access to abortion increase their odds of living in poverty or need for public assistance.
For half of the population of America, eliminating a right that has existed for half a century, particularly for low-income and minority women who have already shouldered much of the burden from the COVID pandemic, would be a disaster.
Okay, number one, getting rid of Roe doesn't get rid of abortions. Senator Menendez knows it. Janet Yellen knows it. You know it. I know it. So why do they keep saying it? Because they're banking on the fact that there are people that don't and are trusting them to be the... Is that what it is, to get the definition from them? Or is it because their ideology trumps facts? Which is unbelievable. And before we go, this is the audio to take away. Like, I can't even believe they're having this conversation, and neither can Senator Tim Scott. Senator Tim Scott, who is sitting there listening to all of this and saying, you're not doing this right now. We're not having this conversation, are we? Are we basing all of this conversation on facts? Or are we really doing this? Are we talking about the life of a child as opposed to the economics of what would happen if you were to have that child and what that does to the economy and how can we afford to... Are we really doing this? Like, there's no other option and no other discussion to have. Like strengthening the nuclear family, strengthening the bonds of a nuclear family, working really hard to keep that going because it's hard work. And communicating to people, Americans, human beings, across every spectrum that this is important, regardless of where you live or income or anything else, that this is important. And Senator Scott is like, what are we doing here? Like, what kind of conversation are we having right now?
I'm just surprised that we find ways to weave into every facet of our lives such an important and painful reality for so many people, to make it sound like it's just another 0.4% added to our labor force participation as a result of the issue of abortion. Just, to me, seems harsh.
Well, I certainly don't mean to.
Yeah, you sound harsh. And he's right. And then it's the end of this, as Janet Yellen goes into everything she just told Senator Menendez and going through the whole thing where your mind is blown and mine is blown, and I can't believe we're having this conversation, and it's unbelievable, and it hurts my heart, and his as well. And she continues through the same thing she told Senator Menendez. She repeats it. And then I want you to listen what Senator Tim Scott says at the end of all of this.
To later participate in the workforce. So there is a spillover into labor force participation, and it means that children will grow up in poverty and do worse themselves.
Thank you. Let me just say my time on the topic.
This is the truth.
I'll just simply say that as a guy raised by a black woman in abject poverty, I'm thankful to be here as a United States Senator.
Boom. Senator Tim Scott, listen. As a guy raised by a black woman in abject poverty, I'm thankful to be here as a United States Senator. What would you suggest, Treasury Secretary Yellen, Senator Menendez? What do you say about him? I can't believe we're in this place. The culture war is a big one. It's one of the biggest fights we have in this country right now. We got to fight it to win. 239-479-5592. And education, too. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Chevy showroom, Marty.
Marty, I want a new Chevy.
Okay.
But I'm leaving my checkbook at home.
Oh, how are you going to pay?
I'm not.
Huh?
And I'm not making payments until September.
Look, pal, you got to pay here.
Well, not at Victory Lane Chevrolet, because it's no pay May.
No pay?
Uh-huh. You can drive a new Chevy with no money down and no first payment, or make no payments until September. It's a no-brainer.
You're crazy.
Crazy about saving people money? It's no pay May at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Keep your money in your pocket and drive a new 2022 Chevy Silverado for just $399 a month, no money down and no first payment. Or finance any new Chevy in stock and make no payments until September 2022. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
39-month lease, 0 down, 10K miles per year. Must have current lease and household. Taxes and fees extra. Rebates to dealer. No payments until September. 72 months with approved credit. Offers do not combine.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place, but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
Guys, listen up. Have you been struggling with ED? If so, we have some great news. There is finally a treatment for ED that requires no pills, no injections, and no surgery. This is the latest medical breakthrough for the treatment of erectile dysfunction. The Fort Myers Men's Clinic is proud to offer offer the most advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, which has been proven to increase blood flow, reverse ED, and increase size. Stop wasting your time with pills that produce side effects and have little to no results. Medical institutions at Cambridge University and Cleveland Clinic have shown this technology to be safe with no side effects. So if you're looking for a proven solution, call Fort Myers Men's Clinic today. They have performed over 12,000 treatments with outstanding results that can help you too. Call Fort Myers Men's Clinic at 239-317-7777. That's 239-317-7777 or at FortMyersMen'sClinic.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my friends at AMCO of Bonita Springs, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Whatever is going on with your vehicle, they will fix it and fix it right. They are a great conservative business. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. By the way, talk about great conservatives. They've built the American Spirit Movement, a place where conservative consumers and businesses can connect in 5 critical areas. You know, you've got your vote, but you also have your wallet, the cash register, supporting conservative businesses. So go to the American Spirit Marketplace. You can keep conservative dollars in conservative pockets. Block by block, city by city, states by state. We're going to build this up. Go to the American Spirit Movement website at AmericanSpiritMovement.com. It's more than a conservative movement. It's a conservative awakening.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Watching a crash coming out of Fort Myers this morning, Rickenbacker Parkway and Daniels Parkway. Traffic moving westbound on Daniels from Rickenbacker as you head towards Treeline Avenue. Seeing significant slowdowns. Florida Highway Patrol calling this a hit-and-run crash with injuries. So avoid the area if you don't want to get caught up in that traffic. Elsewhere in the area, 75 looking a little slow as you head southbound from Bonita Beach Road into Bonita Springs. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into another dry, breezy day for your Wednesday, featuring more low humidity. Look for highs running around 89 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds and a breeze kicking up out of the north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Dry conditions persist as we head into tonight, Thursday morning, off to another comfortable start with a low near 65 degrees. We're back to 88 degrees for your Thursday afternoon high with a few afternoon showers back in the mix. We'll keep it that chance for a few showers into your Friday with highs remaining in the upper 80s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
When you need a new roof, it pays to deal with the best. King Roofing has built their business on a solid foundation of honest appraisals, fair pricing, and the finest workmanship. Your insurance may be paying the bills, but you'll live with your choice of roofer for years, even decades to come. Choose Roofing Royalty, and you'll never regret it. In Southwest Florida, there's only one King. Call King Roofing today.
Every castle deserves a king.
Do you have an old sedan? Sutherland buys it. How about a minivan? Sutherland buys it. A souped-up truck? Sutherland buys it. No matter what, Sutherland buys it. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral will buy your car right now. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com and get $8,000 more than your trade is worth. $8,000 more. Then come shop the #1 certified dealer. Get certified Ultimas, certified Rogues, certified Titans. Pay thousands less than new. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus free gas for the rest of the summer. And remember, click SutherlandBuysIt.com for $8,000 more than book value for your trade, no matter what it is or where you bought it, through Monday only. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore, online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Termites are silent destroyers. They can tunnel through homes for years without a peep. Unless you've invited Truly Nolan to chase down and eliminate the problem. Truly Nolan's above and below ground treatments have been keeping homes termite-free for more than 80 years. Matter of fact, we believe our total termite protection plan is the most effective plan of its kind in the country. When Truly Nolan has termites in their sights, there's no escape. Schedule your free inspection and get $100 off termite control by going to TrulyNolan.com or call 800-GO-TRULY.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit MoranWM.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Hi, this is Randy Stevens, STEPHENS. You can find me at randystevens.net. Plumbing nerds, we're just smart enough, you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, and if your plumbers just ain't right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. And if your drains ain't clean, if your toilets are acting weird, you gotta give us a call, 'cause we'll fix you up.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, let's do it. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. We're late. It's my fault. It's 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to MoranWM.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
It was not correct to ban Donald Trump. I think that was a mistake. because it alienated a large part of the country and did not ultimately result in Donald Trump not having a voice. He is now going to be on Truth Social, as will a large part of the right in the United States, and so I think this could end up being, frankly, worse.
It could be worse. So there's Elon Musk when the Financial Times asked him, "Hey, what are you going to do about Trump? You going to bring Trump back to Twitter?" He says, "Yeah, he's going to reverse the Trump Twitter ban." But notice what he said there. He's like, "Listen, I don't know if you realize this." Talking to the Financial Times, financial business, the business of Twitter, the business that should have been Twitter, which is free speech platform and letting people speak. And Donald Trump's got a pretty big following. See, I'm doing my best Joe Biden there. Pretty big following. And when you got that many people who follow Donald Trump, you probably want him on your platform. And then when he goes to Truth Social and starts that, and he goes to Truth Social, yeah, a lot of people follow him over there. So as far as a business decision goes, not a good one. You guys probably made it worse.
Number 4.
So I know that there's an outrage right now, I guess, about protests that have been peaceful to date, and we certainly continue to encourage that outside of judges' homes, and that's the president's position.
Oh, good to know. Okay, so there's Jen Psaki letting everybody know that the president's position on whether or not we should have far-left activists targeting Supreme Court justices, their homes, is yes, that is his position. Listen, peaceful to date. Now, we don't know what's going to happen after that, and then we have the right to change our mind then. But in the time being, yeah, it's great. Load them up. Load everybody up there, even though it's illegal to do that in the state of Virginia. It's a Class 3 misdemeanor. you keep doing that illegal activity, you got the thumbs up from the prez.
Number 3.
Starbucks has admitted that cow's milk is the company's biggest contributor to its carbon footprint. And Starbucks agreed that vegan milks are a big part of the solution, but it still charges for them.
I got to stop because then they start yelling. And once they start yelling, you lost me. Okay. So remember James Cromwell? He, I guess, is an Academy Award-winning actor. He was in that movie with the pig, the Babe movie, the pig movie. I guess the pig talks to the sheep and he's able to corral them into a thing, and then they don't eat the pig, and which is terrible because pig's delicious. That whole thing. Well, James Cromwell is a big PETA guy. Not like PETA, the chips, but PETA, P-E-T-A, the people eating tasty animals. No, that's I don't know what it stands for, but anyway. Oh, ethical treatment of animals, that's it. He glued his hand to a Starbucks counter to protest the fact that they charge more for vegan milk options. And I guess he freed himself after police arrived to avoid being arrested or something like that. Scraped his hand off the counter. So I'm just trying to figure out when it comes to PETA. The crazy left, climate change people are saying you got to get rid of the animals and get rid of the cows that make the milk and everything else because the flatulence thing. But the PETA people are like, you got to free the animals. He had a T-shirt on that says "Free the Animals." So do you free the animals because the PETA people want to keep the animals and keep them free, and they don't want to charge more for vegan milk and the whole carbon footprint thing. But there's the climate change people and the World Economic Forum and everybody else who's like, listen, we got to get rid of the cows. So these we should let them guys battle it out.
Number 2.
Abortions are of teenage women, particularly low income and often Black, who aren't in a position to be able to care for children, have unexpected pregnancies, and it deprives them of the ability often to continue their education, to later participate in the workforce. So there is a spillover into labor force participation, it means that children will grow up in poverty and do worse themselves.
Thank you. Let me just say my time on the topic.
This is the truth.
I'll just simply say that as a guy raised by a Black woman in abject poverty, I'm thankful to be here as United States Senator.
Whoa. That is Senator Tim Scott with a stunning rebuke of the Treasury Secretary. Janet Yellen chiming in on her thoughts on abortion. Some would say soulless, and saying, listen, you get rid of abortion, look at what happens. You got these teenagers, oftentimes Black teenagers, having babies, and they don't have a chance in life. And what you should do is you should, abort the child, and it would give them a chance in life, to which Senator Scott is like, I'm a guy raised by a black woman in abject poverty, and I'm thankful to be here as a United States Senator. I'm just going to leave that there right there.
Number one.
We've built a strong economy with a strong job market. And I agree with what Chairman Powell said last week, that the number one threat is the strength, and that strength that we built is inflation.
There you go. The strength that they built is inflation. That is the President of the United States saying everything that we kind of already knew, which is what?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Yeah, there you go. It's Joe Biden as President of the United States is going to tackle inflation. He's on his way, I think, to Illinois to explain to farmers that, you need to farm it up, people. Let's go because we got trouble coming in. You need to get out there and farm up because we're worried about shortages and you need to do something about it because it's not my fault. It's everybody else's fault. It's Putin's fault. It's Republicans' fault. It's ultra mega MAGA. It's kind of like what you'd see on the outside of a toilet paper wrap thing there. It's ultra mega MAGA ultra soft whatever tush thing going on. So, but we're going to solve it. Oh, we're going to solve this problem. Okay. Not saying we're in trouble or anything, but we told you we would be in trouble if you... Well, you didn't vote for this guy, but some of you may have that's listening. All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, we got a couple of people that are holding. Maybe we should take some phone calls on this Wednesday, middle of the week. What do you say, Jake? Shall we go to some calls? Okay. Let's go to John. John's in Cape Coral. He wanted to weigh in on something. He's been holding patiently, and anytime somebody holds patiently, you want to give them time because they're patient. Then they're holding.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, good morning.
Yes,
this is still weighing in on the president allowing busloads of...
Wait, John, do me a favor. I think you're cupping your phone. Kind of take your hand a little bit away from the bottom of your phone.
Can you hear me better now?
That is much better. Look at you. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, I was just weighing in on the fact that President Biden wants to bust these far leftists over to all these Supreme Court justices' homes to protest peacefully up until it doesn't become peaceful. Yeah. Well, I have the perfect solution. Let's get busloads of far-right people to go to every abortion doctor across the country's homes and protest peacefully there. So that, therefore, that's tit for tat, and since it's fair for one side, it'll be fair for the other, and you'll see that die right away. They'll stop busing people to Supreme Court justices' homes immediately when that happens.
Well, let's think about this for a second, John, and let's play this out to its logical conclusion. You have very concerned citizens who get on a bus, who care about the sanctity of life, and decide that they peacefully want to show up at these abortion doctors' locations in mass and want to be there to protest. And let's just say somebody gets word of that, and let's just say there's a person who thinks, hey, if we brought somebody in who was a little angry, agitated, maybe had some violence in mind, and kind of infiltrated that group, boy, it would sure make it look like those peaceful people who care about the sanctity of life are violent and crazy. I'm not suggesting that would happen, John, but you see how that could happen. But
it's a two-way sword. It could happen with the far leftists too. That would, let's just say, get violent.
Yeah, but John, the problem. Unfortunately, the problem is, and thanks for the call, I appreciate it. Unfortunately, the problem is that the media and politicians will feed into what was infiltrated into a group of people who are protesting peacefully. I'm not saying that would happen ever in January 6th. What? Oh, did I say that? Did that come out? I'm sorry. Let me wipe my face. You see where I'm... Okay. Hey, Judith is in Fort Myers, and she's another patient phone holder, and we like that. So, hi, Judith.
Hi. Hey, Drew, first I have to say I love you on the radio. You pick out all the points, and you do it with great inflection of your voice. And I have to commend you on that. You're fabulous. All right, now here's the deal. We all have to read between the lines with the Dems. This is the real reason they're pushing the women with the emotional situation here, because that's what Dems do. They push the emotion. So they've got all the women out there emotionally. Remember, I'm emphasizing as well.
Yeah.
emotionally pushing, oh, we can't get abortions anymore. Well, here's the real truth. Planned Parenthood sells all the baby parts for millions and millions of dollars. And then they donate beautifully to the Democrat Party. So the Democrat Party is angry about the fact that there's a possibility that they may lose all the millions of dollars that Planned Parenthood gives to them. It's a vicious cycle of money. And that's the real issue. So they're gaslighting America, as usual, because it's all about the money. It has nothing to do with abortion. It's all about the money.
Yeah. And here's the thing for those that disagree with Judith, and I don't disagree with Judith. Judith can bring the receipts. The other side can't. That's why, and Judith, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. She can bring the receipts. And you know that the others can't, and they don't want to have that discussion one-on-one or even openly out there where we can have the debate about whether or not what she's saying is true. Because there are receipts, and there have been receipts about what Planned Parenthood does and does not do. And they're trying to convince you of the things that she's saying and saying that that's not true. There's no evidence. there's a lot of evidence out there of what she's saying and the money. And obviously, when Janet Yellen is talking about it, that whole discussion came about because of money. You know, it's like it's life or money. Got to pick one. 239-479-5592. Hey, before we go, I just wanted to mention once again, I talked about this a little earlier. Last night, overnight, we had 57 House Republicans stayed away from what was this vote on House Resolution 7691. More money for Ukraine and the Ukraine Supplemental Appropriations Act. I found out Congressman Greg Steube voted against it. He was one of 57. Good for him. It's like, listen, we gave $14 billion. We've been giving money all the time, and this new appropriations came so fast that nobody had a chance to look and say, well, hold on a second. Can we get an accounting of all the money that you've spent already? I mean, I understand there's a war going on, and we got some problems here, and we got issues along our southern border, and some might say that is a war along our border that we're concerned about, and we should tighten that up. And there's some inflation things that are going on in a baby formula and all this. So there are a lot of things that are happening that we're really concerned in this country, and we're spending a whole lot of money there. But can we have an accounting of, we didn't get that opportunity with 7691. And more money just going out the door. And I appreciate that the president went from, hey, Zelensky, you better skip town, to, hey, we're going to flood you with all the equipment that you need now. That was quite the flip and the change. And some might say all that money and you can't keep track of it and where it's going. It's almost like laundering. But you shouldn't say that kind of stuff. Then we come to find out that there was a wrecked Russian fighter jet that was found to have a GPS receiver taped to the dashboard. They duct taped, Jake, a GPS receiver on the dashboard of these Russian planes in Ukraine because their navigation systems are so bad. Like the equipment that Russia's using apparently to fight this battle is rudimentary at best. It's like poor quality, the navigations. I mean, how do you do that? How do you have a Russian fighter plane and then you duct tape the GPS the thing up to the dashboard?
They should just MapQuest it, you know?
Maybe they duct tape their cell phones. It's like I'm getting ready to bomb a city or fly a fighter jet in, and hold on a second, I got to look at my phone to get my coordinates. Like it seems very strange, especially the whole war supplies, duct taping things. Isn't there a store locally that supplies war supplies to countries that maybe have issues with some outdated equipment? Yes, there is.
Are you using early 2000s GPS to guide your Ruski jets? Do your outdated drones have cameras duct taped to them? I know they are because I saw some on the Twitter. Well, hey, Russia, we can help. We're Redneck War Supply. Contact us for help on other things like wire coat hangers to keep your tank lid closed. And stay hidden with camouflage made out of old tarps and faded concert t-shirts. From bands like Foghat and Night Ranger. So Russia, what are you waiting for? Call today. Redneck War Supply. And if you think it's un-American, you know how many people deal with China every day? But I don't want to get all political. Redneck War Supply.
Good job, Jake. We gotta go. All right, Glenn Beck goes next. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I'm Keith with Storm Shield Windows and Doors. For the past 50 years plus, salesmen have been invading people's homes and privacy, forcing high-pressure sales tactics down their throat. At Storm Shield, we believe in respecting your needs and wants. New for 2022, we are now offering in-office consultations. This means you, the client, pick the day and the time and come to our facility at your leisure. Just measure your windows and doors, width and height, take photos, and come on down and check us out. One of our professional and knowledgeable staff will assist you with your questions, show you our product, take you on a tour of our facility, or even just simply give you a quick estimate. We're here to serve you and